Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That's Anderson. I'm Brian Bishop, your host today. For the big annual Top 5 Summer Preview. Top 5 films we're most excited for this summer. Anderson, how many do you have on your list?
6.
Okay.
I should restrain, Brian. I wanted 5, but there's 2 that are just I can't decide. I have same problem with both of them, so I put those at a tie for 5.
Fair enough. We'll get to that in a second. First, we got reviews of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, a listener-assigned movie as well. And
called RMN, and then I'm also going to be talking about The Machine.
That's right.
The Burt Kreischer film that's currently streaming on Netflix that Brian assigned me in his infinite wisdom.
The Machine?
You're also going to be talking about...
Is that timely? Did that need
It's
to be
such a Brian movie.
I
think I need a little more juice. I think I need to be popped a little bit.
No.
And then also you're going to be talking about some Sewer
Wait, are you in the
Boys.
correct one? Let me see. Don't.
Check 1, 2, check.
Oh, you are? This is weird.
Both you guys are going to be talking Sewer Boys,
That's right.
right? You're both going to be talking little Sewer Boys. And then what else?
That's it.
That's it.
We're
I'm gonna wrap up
we're gonna
Fallout
call
with
it
a
a
brief discussion about Fallout, which I've wrapped up watching
I'm
the
going
8
to
episodes.
talk a little Shogun because it just wrapped. And it's a limited series, so it's done. I didn't realize that.
Oh, there's no way. I don't believe any of that shit because if it's huge, they will find a
But
spinoff.
it's a single book though.
Yeah,
I like that
but
it's
still,
bleeding in the
I don't
TV vault already.
Oh yeah, TV Vault. Fuck to the
I'm
S.
like-
Hell yeah.
No.
TV is so warm and comforting because it's like I know the characters and I know what to expect. And it's like,
Right.
honey, get some good dinner. We're
Sure.
gonna settle in with the characters that we're already familiar with and comfortable with.
I like
Fuck
the
trying to
specif-
watch a new movie. Fuck
I like
that.
the specified good dinner.
Well, now I don't have to review Shogun.
It is pretty fun. Though. It is pretty fun. Like I get it. I totally get it. I've got it for years, guys. Like I understand the comfort of it. Like, and I'll look at my wife. I'll look at Jillian. And we'll have a night where don't have to be anywhere. And it's like I know that we'll put the kid down like around 8 o'clock. We'll have a couple hours to like just settle in. She'll be like, get some good snacks and watch some good TV. I'm like, let's do it. Let's watch a little Fallout. Let's get back with the goal. It's exciting. It's exciting. Yet I would much rather sit down and watch a brand new movie.
Yeah, but speaking of exciting, TV.
The
It's
Jinx.
back. The Jinx. I've yet to see the first episode of part 2.
I watched the first episode with my mom,
Is it
my
good?
sister, and Jillian. We had a whole little.
Am I going to dive back in?
It's pretty good.
Ah,
Hey,
the Jinx.
You know the famous line.
Oh, yeah.
Kill them all, of course.
Why would
They
I?
show that being played out in real time as it aired to all like the family of the victims.
Oh,
Fun.
my God.
No, they were enjoying it quite a bit. A lot of, and then it got. Oh, it's good. I highly recommend you get back into the
I
Jinx.
did not knowingly lie.
He's such a weird. He's that Robert Durst has nothing to offer. There's nothing charismatic about it. There's nothing. He's charisma free.
He's very
not
wealthy.
funny. The only thing that man has going for him is money and the amount of support and gross, disgusting people
That
that
is pretty
just
bad.
are just there. And it's like, why are you there? This man has nothing to offer the world except for the money that he inherited.
And murder.
And what?
And murder.
And murder.
Murder and money.
I don't know if that's really an alluring, trait in someone.
Oh, I think you could have worked as a butcher somewhere.
A hitman would be an alluring trait.
Oh, he's so creepy. Like when he's talking to one of his like ex-wives, like she goes to visit him in the prison, and he's like, "I'm wearing. How do I look in my orange jumpsuit?" She's like, "Yeah, you look fine." He's like, "Hold on." He has to stand up to like model it for her, like it's some hilarious thing. It's like, sit down, you fucking boring old vapid
He
fool.
for a guy who's as boring and vapid and weird as he is, it's amazing there's been this much content made about him.
True.
Multiple documentary series and movie and
Feeds his ego.
Yeah, does he get anything out of it?
Oh, yeah. It's feeding that
It's
ego.
feeding.
I
He is
see. I
such a
meant material.
megalomaniac. I think that he might. Part of him is okay with being in prison. I'm just taking a stab here, but part of him seems to be okay with life in prison because of all of
The fame.
Oh, the
that
fame.
comes
Oh,
with
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And he's probably thinking, I'm almost done anyway.
Yeah.
I'm getting some fame out of this.
Man at this point, right?
Yeah.
He's probably his 80s.
All right, here we go. Whatever.
Hey.
So that's the Jinx. All right, one down.
Let's get ahead of ourselves 1 second. Coming up in the next.
Yeah, let's just do it because I forgot the last couple of weeks. So let me just jump in real quick. Every now and again, a listener will send me a surprise, and in this case, it was 2 surprises: one for Brian and his daughter Tessa, and one for Atticus, my son. And we have a listener named Marcus Cutler who put something out in the world.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he made a children's book that got
Nice.
published, and it's called "I Do Not Eat Children." And I love it when our listeners create things and they come out into the world and they share it with
seriously.
us. So there's
Is
a
it
little plug.
dedicated to Film Vault? Oh,
It
there's
is.
a card in there.
No, he did write a little something in there. So we've had video game creators who have sent Atticus codes for video games. We've got books written. It's great having creators listen. You know what I mean?
Oh, stickers. That's really nice. Tessa will love this.
Stickers.
Oh, and it's signed. This is very nice. Marcus, thank you, man.
Marcus Cutler wrote, "I do not eat children."
You also wrote inside the book, I do not eat Tessas.
Yes.
Which is very clever. Marcus, thanks, man. That's cool. Tessa's going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy reading it to her and with her.
I love the art. Great art
Available
style.
where books are sold. I'm assuming Amazon. Maybe we can make an Amazon link back to our show and put it up on there. I know that takes some fancy footwork. I don't know how to do it, but maybe someone could do that.
You know what?
The Wizard Drake?
Huh?
Drake the Wizard.
Drake is a wizard. Drake is doing wizardry. All right.
Yeah, if you got a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old in your life and you're looking for a little birthday gift or something.
They could be a 5-year-old. Atticus enjoyed it quite a bit. He's 7.
I'm saying this is
I don't understand why he's downselling.
appropriate.
A listener.
I don't know why Brian
he's
is adamant that he knows the child development age.
He's trying to say, for my daughter, she's 7, but it's a little bit, she's a little advanced for this,
If you want something she can hold out of the womb.
Yeah. If you get it for an older kid, maybe
this would have been nice if we could have got this in vitro, for my girl. Do you have an in vitro version?
I would have read it to her
Just jam it up
Chrissy's
there.
belly. That's right.
Tessa's moving on to Dostoevsky. Little Ulysses. Oh,
that was last year.
All right, let's get to the listener list.
Wait, before I get there, can we just take this opportunity to jump the show?
Yeah.
And the next week we got Watch Along.
It's true.
And we got a Patreon bonus episode.
Yes.
So for all you Patreon members, be on the lookout for Top 5 Weasels. Yes, we're going to update Top 5 Weasels.
No, we're doing Q&A, and I already put the Q&A out there.
Right.
So Top 5 Weasels will be next month. Q&A, we're going to do a long Q&A, break it up into a couple parts. We'll be recording that here in the next few days.
Nice.
And then a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, can you get the date on what Wednesday will be?
29th, I think.
Will be the 29th.
this Wednesday, next Wednesday?
This coming a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow is the 1st, May 1st.
Oh, really? Well, we got to do it before that then.
It's May Day.
All right, Tuesday then. Can you do Tuesday? We got to do it within the month.
Oh, true. I don't think it matters.
It does. It matters.
Yes, I can do Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening. Can I do? I can't do Tuesday. All right, so Wednesday. We'll just do it the first, and we'll just have to do 2 in May. All right, we'll just do 2.
It's quite a turn.
What are we watching? Because I have a movie that I would like to watch that's available on YouTube right now. What do you got?
I got a movie that is available to stream on AMC.
Oh, boy.
No, sorry, Stars. Kill it. Star. Is it Stars?
I don't have
Doesn't
Stars,
matter.
so that's
either way. It can also be rented. I thought of it. Perfect timing because we're in our big, sexy summer preview. Now, I know we don't normally...
I can tell something
What?
awful's
Oh,
happening. Something awful is
We
coming.
don't
And or
normally
clever.
watch movies for the first time on a watch along, but it has been done, and it can be done for the right movie. You know it's streaming, which you and I believe both had on our 2015 preview and never saw.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Pixels. Pixels!
Easy, settle down.
Come on, I'm excited about this.
Can Atticus watch with us?
What's your nominee? What's your idea?
It's a George Hamilton movie from 1979.
Evergreen.
Love at First Bite.
Not bad.
I grew up with it. It's a movie. It's a romantic comedy. Really cheesy, really schmaltzy. I was a little child watching this movie on a loop. I don't know why my parents allowed it. I don't know why I was so engaged with it. It's one of those movies where I had a dozen of them and I watched over and over and over again as a kid. Love at First Bite was one of them.
Should we put it to a vote?
Maybe we'll just, we can kick Love at First Bite down the road a little bit.
No, let's throw it out. Let's get the people involved and see if they want to see it. Let's put it to a Patreon vote.
Pixels, if we do Pixels, though, we got to figure this out now because I want to have Atticus watch. He's been dying to watch Pixels. And I'm like, I don't want to sit and watch Pixels with you, but he'll
Two
watch
birds, one stone.
at least part of it with us.
You can watch with us.
Yeah, he can watch with us. He can watch with me.
Without the headphones, obviously, you can't hear me. Avery, can we post this as like a poll to our voting block?
Did he hear anything I just said? We have to figure it out now.
No,
so
let's say we post it like today. We'll have results in the 24, 48 hours.
It's going to affect which day we do it, though, because if we're doing Pixels and he's watching along, we don't start until 6. He can't watch that because he's got a bedtime and ritual at 7. So.
Oh, come on. For once in his life, a stretch.
You don't want to deal with my wife. I know I don't.
Really, 7? Mm-hmm. That's ambitious.
Well, I get him in bed
The lights
7.
are still on.
Yeah, usually he's like, lights off 7:45.
I mean, sorry, the sun's still out.
I know it's very, very upsetting with this goddamn time changing. You're trying to explain to your child. Yeah, it's still the same time. It's just the sky tells you differently because it's a different time of the year. I go over this with you every single summer, son.
I'd be so mad if I'm going to bed with the lights on, with the
say.
sun up.
That's why I tinfoil the windows.
You gotta black out the curtain.
Getting them
I think
ready for that meth life.
Pixel's an inspired choice. I'm down for Love at First Bite.
We'll just do Pixels. I
like Pixels.
I can put Pixels. Maybe you can watch the beginning of Pixels. There's no way for him to watch it without hearing you anyways. So now that I think it through, because I'm going to be watching on my computer and we can, So, all right, whatever. Let's just pick. We'll do Pixels Wednesday night. All right, Wednesday the 1st, May 1st. Be there, be square. If you're at the $10 or above level, it's a little party we have monthly. It's a good time. A lot of great comments, a lot of great interaction.
Pixels was on your preview list, right? Wasn't that?
I believe so. It looked like
point of embarrassment.
It looked like it was gonna be rad. Yeah, we were both very excited about Pixels. And there was like a giant Pac-Man going through the city.
It's gonna be great.
It looks cool. Like all the things, the video games we love from childhood are all coming to an Adam Sandler movie. What could be better?
Oh boy.
We don't know. Maybe it's great.
Maybe it's great.
Hey, they've got it wrong before. Well, what's the Rotten Tomato score for like Billy Madison? I think it's like way down there.
What's the Rotten Tomato score for The Machine?
I'm sure it's bad. I saw the movie. Okay, let's get to the listener list here and what the
Fanfliction.
Fanfliction.
Fanfliction compiled by Michael. First one up.
All right, the Rotten Tomato score is 18. Fine, whatever.
Pixels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not listener X on X. Saw the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. If you love watching Nazis die, then this movie is for you. Typical Guy Ritchie caper movie with lots of tough guys, guns, and explosions.
Did we hear this last week? See, this sounds familiar.
I don't think
just
so.
came out.
I know, but I've our listeners see stuff early sometimes.
The fact that this is a true story is wild. On the fun scale, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 bald Bryans.
Yeah.
Spooky Donkey,
I like
513.
the unit of measure.
I can see the little graphic too with your bald head.
I didn't mind that.
Seven of them.
I think it's the Howard the Duck fan art that we had last week is what you reviewed.
with the tumor coming out of the egg. Very offensive.
Brian the bald fuck.
Very offensive.
Hurtful.
Spooky Donkey 513 on Reddit. Also,
Brian the fuck. It's pretty good.
Song fucking slaps.
Brian, no, we don't say slaps. We don't do that. Okay,
it's fucking fire, bro. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Surprisingly, I really enjoyed this movie with its decent humor and scenes of ultraviolence. This is also Ministry. Henry Cavill was great as the cheeky, charismatic leader of the group, and Alan Richardson's brutal fighting style were definitely the highlight for me.
That guy's like a professional wrestler. He's fucking humongous.
He's coming after Schwarzenegger's lunch. He's the new Schwarzenegger.
I don't believe I've seen him before. He is a fucking brick shithouse.
That is until Schweiger as the evil Heinrich Löhr was also great, even though his barbaric nature was only hinted at.
Yeah,
Overall,
we'll talk about that.
Solid action romp from the Guy Ritchie. Or from Guy Ritchie. I like from the Guy Ritchie.
From the guy.
4 to 5 stars. Devin Miller on Instagram also saw Ministry of Ungentlemanly. Didn't realize based on a true story, not quite as much Guy Ritchie-ness as I expected, but I wonder whether that was due to trying to fit in with the confines of the true story. Really enjoyed it. Character's fun. Story was interesting. Also 4 to 5 stars.
That true story tag gets a lot of mileage, I think, and unjustly so.
It is an adaptation, a true interpretation of events.
It's Nazis were real and did get killed by Americans.
It'd be like if you told the true story, like a grandpa told the true story to a child, and then the child retold it.
Yeah.
Like a week later, it would be what we saw.
It's through the filter of a 6-year-old.
Devin Miller also saw Arcadian. The latest Nicolas Cage outing creates a somewhat compelling dystopian world and then completely fails the logic test at every turn. Less Cage than expected. Overall disappointing. I give it 2 out of 5 stars. Dominicus Saxon on X saw Civil War based on Bald's recommendation.
Hey,
What? Wait, what? Oh, what the what?
Here we go.
How dare he?
Was not disappointed.
Yes, you're welcome.
Storyline made sense. Acting was solid and directing well done. Got to give this a solid 94%. Great movie. And definitely one that is a must-see. I may go watch it again tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. I want you to watch it again. And I really want you to focus
you to
in.
pick it apart.
Focus in on that end thing that it's really true. Because I'm not alone. I got a bunch of emails letting me know that I was not alone. Thank God, because I thought I was maybe going crazy, or maybe I thought I'd have to go back and watch it again. That last bit that I was talking about that really, really bothered me, just really focus on that. I think that you guys were both being apologists for it, and there's something, and maybe it was studio notes. I don't know, but it does not fit. It is wrong, and it ruins.
It's wrong.
It ruined what could have been a 5-star movie almost.
Yeah, but it was like you go on a date with a hot girl, and then you see her driving away, and she's picking her nose in the car. You go, I don't love that.
No, it's the equivalent to like horrible things coming out of her at the end of the night. Like you get naked, and then just like stuff oozing. Like, it's that bad.
Ew.
Right? I'm sorry. I was gonna go with dick, but that would have been homophobic.
That it's a racer head. She's having an eraser.
Yeah, like she's giving birth to a. Again, it's not quite that bad, but it's really bad. You are. Oh no, you're sick. Eraser.
You are sick.
Eraser.
Skadoosh it on Reddit.
What was that?
Skadoosh it.
I don't know if I like that name. Skadoosh it. Let's go do shit.
Being the completionist idiot that I am, I decided to watch Rebel Moon Part 2.
Hey.
AKA The Magnificent Seven in Space. While I give Zack Snyder credit for a visually appealing film, I equally condemn him for the horrible story, dialogue, plot, and his love of slow-mo action. This is the bastard love child of Star Wars, The Avengers, and an Amish farming documentary that should be avoided if you value your time or really anything.
Thank you. I love it when we get warnings like that.
I do value things, so I should avoid that.
Dungeons and Drago on Instagram. Just watch Saint of Second Chances on Netflix. Went in thinking this was an ordinary, fun baseball doc and left a crying mess.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the story of legendary owner Bill Veeck.
Oh, Bill Veeck.
Okay, I'm misspelling there.
Veeck. His biography is called Veeck as in wreck.
And his family. I don't want to give too much away, but I highly recommend this.
What was the title again?
It is Saint of Second Chances.
Saint
The thing is, there's no crying in baseball. I will not watch this. Travis Olgan on Instagram. I watched Gremlins 2, The New Batch with the kiddo. One of those sequels that I like better than the original, plus much more kid-friendly, as there's no shattering the illusion of Santa. 4 stars.
Oh, the Saint of Second Chances. I tried to get the wife to watch this. She said no.
100%.
I saw Shogun.
It's going right at the top of the list.
So I've heard.
I saw Shogun.
Okay, great. You saw Mulan for adults.
FX and Hulu. It is 10 episodes. It is a limited series, so it's all wrapped up and done. And it is fucking tight.
Okay, I can already see the emails coming in. Avery's right. You should watch Shogun.
It is tight. You will never forget the Anjin. The Anjin.
Yeah.
The one of the greatest
The ingenue.
white men in Japan movies you'll ever see. I think this would rival Last Samurai. I think this is a better version of that, and it is done in television form. Okay. Extremely enjoyable.
All right.
Very graphic. If you're triggered by suicide, lots of that in there. A lot of good samurai action, assassinations, politics, and plotting.
Wow.
It's very Game of Thrones-esque.
It's everything.
But elevated. It's very poetic. Very quotable. Most of it is done in Japanese, so the bald one should be warned with that ahead of time. But there's a really enjoyable. They do a really enjoyable way of playing with the language barrier and the Anjin, the white man who cannot speak Japanese and instead speaks in English. The swears that come out of his mouth are Butcher-esque from The Boys. Very enjoyable to watch him swear his way through Japan.
Nice.
And stumble through glass houses. Very. I don't know. All in all, very well done. I really, really enjoyed this. I don't know if it's for everybody if you're squeamish, but I really enjoyed the machinations, the politics, and the bloodshed.
Very good. Let me dovetail into another TV so we can just get TV Vault away and move on to the big sexy, all right? So I finished. Thank you very much, Avery. I don't know if I'll ever find time. I would like to, though.
It's
perhaps.
Great.
I'm finding new ways to like crack the wife with just like the way that I watched Fallout is I just put it on. Like she came out of she was brushing her teeth. She comes out and it was just beginning. She's like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "Show is on." And then she sat down and then I can tell if she watches all of it quietly and then it ends. She goes, "All right, let's watch one more."
I think give it a try.
It's gonna be a tough sell. All right, we'll see. All right, so Fallout. I was a little hard on Fallout after watching the first 4, and I came in last week talking about it, and I was talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, and I kind of seemed to have leaned into some of the production value, which was troubling to me. However, now that we've completed the first 8 episodes, there's so much more good than there is troubling here, and I really like where the story went. I didn't even talk about how it's Jonathan Nolan's project for the most part, like he's directing episodes. And
that's why he's not co-writing with his brother.
And as far as the writing goes and the storylines, despite the fact that I was holding this against it, that it's based on a video game, which, just old man Andy doesn't love that kind of thing back.
I mean, to be fair, the track record is also horrible for video game adaptations.
Fair.
But the more I got into this world, the more I got into the characters, more than I got into the storyline and the twisting and turning and how I was predicting things that turned out not to be true. And Walton Goggins just fucking crushing it at every turn. That guy is a goddamn movie star. And I know that sounds weird, me saying that, as he plays this ghoul without a nose in a TV show. But I mean, this guy is... He's fantastic. He's amazing. He's one of the best, and he's come a long way. We've seen him develop over just the last, I'd say, 5-10 years. He's got the comedic timing. He's definitely got shades of the Butcher and from The Boys, which is coming back soon too, which I absolutely love. Like he's got that kind of presence.
And let me just say a footnote to this TV review. Walton Goggins was in a film by Flickfest that you did not see. The what was the one with two brothers? Anyway, the Casey Affleck, the one I saw on the plane. With
Twins the musical.
Was it
anyway, he played a very un-Walton Goggins character, very subdued, quiet, almost.
Was he running through the house with a pickle in his mouth at any point?
No, that's what I'm saying. You associate for good reason.
So good.
You associate Walton Goggins with
we're gonna sing, we're gonna dance.
Some sort of bombast, or some sort of over
Uncle
the top.
Baby Billy.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's found a new gear.
Yeah,
and you definitely see it in Fallout. Like his lines that he delivers land so heavily, but they're undersold.
Dreamin' Wild was the movie.
Dreamin' Wild. Love this Walton Goggins, and obviously I talked about the Knights. Some of the characters are a little less, good than others, but I really like where they left the show. Where there's enough there for me to be very interested in coming back for season 2. At many points leading up to the final 4, I was thinking like, this will be like a one and done for me. I'm not going to want to revisit this when they come out, with the second part, the second season in a number of months or next year. But by the end, I'm like, give me some more Fallout. Yes.
You do a little Gen V yet?
What?
Have you done Gen V yet?
Gen V.
The Boys, the spinoff for The Boys.
No.
You haven't done Gen V?
I don't do TV Vault. Let's not
Gen
talk about TV. Spin-off of The Boy. Same any bleed over character?
What? Yes.
I don't know anything about this
you
Gen
don't
V.
Gen V.
They need a new PR.
It's all done.
What? Where is it?
And I think it might also be a one and done.
Where is it?
It's on Amazon.
What?
Gen V.
They have not let me know about this Gen V.
Yeah, then you
figure they would.
You and Jillian and the wife need to. Jillian and the wife need to get in
Fallout's
there.
in their rear view. The Jinx is only once a week, so
you
maybe
got to Gen V it.
Little Gen V. Fallout. What was I going to say something more about Fallout, but Fallout. Yes. Oh, and I think just the overall message that is being laid out here is, it's worthy of examining, and I like the overall. It's not like they're reinventing the wheel with the message, but there's some really, really good stuff that they're examining with this. So yeah, and there's a lot to unpack there, as they say. But I like this Fallout. Yeah. I should also say, because you said it when you said triggered, and I'm like, you know what? I do this on the show, and it's not fair to the listener who takes my word for things, and I forget about things, and I forgot in talking about Fallout last week. It's on Prime, Brian. To mention that if you are triggered by things like such as obscene gore, careful, because this has lots of gore.
Quite a bit.
It's not necessary. It's gratuitous.
Is it The Boys, sort of like The Boys, where it's played for laughs, or is it they just go
played for laughs? Yeah, it's also, that was another problem I had with it early on, but I kind of got the tone by the end. But the tone was wildly fluctuating throughout. It would go like super serious, super dark, to like super campy and jokey. But I get it. I get it much more than I did after the first. I got my footing on like episodes 5 through 8. So
Fallout is streaming on Prime. You're right.
Thanks, Brian. I like to hear that I'm right. Great.
You feel good about that?
I'm wearing a black sweatshirt. I'm wearing a black
you
hoodie.
Now, listener, Jesse Anderson is correct.
All right, nice. All right, why don't you take it away with your Guy Ritchie movie?
What do I do here? All right, thank you, listeners, for letting us know what you've seen and participating in the show. Thanks, Drake and Goose and everyone, and Mike Cole, everyone's helping to gather the listener of Flickflickssions, Fanflickssions, as it were. Appreciate you guys. What we've seen, Anderson, where do you want to start?
The Big Sexy.
I'm on the Big Sexy.
Ministry.
It's a musical.
Oh, man.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is a 2024 film directed by Guy Ritchie, starring Henry Cavill, Eiza Gonzalez, Alan Ritchson, Till Schweiger, Henry Golden, Carrie Elways, and Rory Kinnear. as a heavily padded Winston Churchill. 72% Rotten Tomatoes. Feels about right.
I'm surprised it's that high.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is in theaters now. This, as alluded to earlier, depicts a highly stylized version of Operation Postmaster. That was a real World War II covert spy operation. And as also alluded to, I found this to be pretty high in the fun scale.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The end.
I didn't love this movie. I
This
didn't
movie had
hate
issues.
this movie. It had issues. It's one of those movies where if a lot of the parts were there, but it was already mentioned by a listener that the lead heel, the lead antagonist,
Til Schweiger.
was lacking in.
So I
Especially for a Guy Ritchie movie, he's really good at showing the evil of the evil antagonist, and I feel like he was hedging his bets on this one for a reason.
Yeah, this one didn't quite land, or he wasn't given enough to do, or whatever. The obvious comp for this character is like a Hans Landa type from Inglourious Basterds, like that sort of erudite yet very menacing character. And this character, the Til Schweiger character, had all those elements set up and ready to go, and it just didn't land, didn't go anywhere. I think it's indicative of a larger problem with this movie, which is, for what it is, the very risky World War II spy adventure, this movie has very little stakes. Never once did I have a hint of fear.
No, the stakes were there. They just weren't. They weren't presented in a way that you cared, because you know exactly where it's going to go.
I never once felt a twinge of fear for any character in this film.
So they're really leaning into the whole stay calm and carry on with this crew, and it's a motley crew. We've seen it all going back to the Dirty Dozen. I mean, we've seen this formula before. And I kept thinking throughout, we've seen all this before. Maybe it's just because I'm an older, jaded guy who's seen a lot of movies, but pretty much everything that I saw in there, we've seen in one form or another throughout. It wasn't reinventing the wheel. And then I would go back and think okay, if I loved Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, as so many people did, and then follow up with We Love Your Snatch way back in the day with Guy Ritchie. Who is this guy? Where does this guy come from? Look at this guy. And now if I were to see, all these years later, this is what he's... And last year he did the Covenant, which was very interesting. He's still finding new ways to tell stories.
And he did that bank robbery movie. That was fun.
The one that I liked, Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man was very good. The Gentleman was pretty good.
Oh, I love The Gentleman.
This is a departure. This was him.
You think this is a departure?
From, he didn't have a lot of his Guy Ritchie stylings in here.
I thought it was...
this was much more Tarantino than Guy Ritchie. This is him doing an interpretation of Tarantino, and it felt almost like he was doing a favor for the studio so he can make the next one. No, Guy Ritchie is known for his slow motion ramping action sequences, which we didn't really have in here. It's kind of played out, and Matthew Vaughn has kind of taken that from him anyways and made that his own. This was much more about the dialogue, about the cool, slick sets, which didn't really move the needle for me. She was great. She was really, really good. But ultimately, it just felt like kind of like a Bush League version of movies came before.
It felt like what would happen if Guy Ritchie went down the Wes Anderson route, which is just making the same movie over and over again?
No. This is not a Guy Ritchie movie in that degree. Huh? I mean, I didn't see a bunch of his telltale signs other than just as far as the characters and the character these are the good guys and they're all pretty cool, and then this is usually there's more bad guys too, which could have helped. I think the bad guys were really lacking here for me.
I agree.
And
the obvious parallel to someone who's only seen the trailer for me was Inglourious Basterds, and this seemed like rehash, watered down version of that. Is that fair? Are they fairly different movies?
Oh no, it's very, very similar. I'd say
they
this felt like
to be similar movies, but this one is much more slick, like you said, much more. I thought it was very Guy Ritchie the way the characters were.
The violence seemed to be
more
violent than a Guy Ritchie movie.
It
leaned into the blood and the stabbings and the.
Yeah, there's a lot of bang bang, very quick violence, whereas Tarantino's violence is generally Hitchcockian, drawn out, right? Until the breaking point at which all hell breaks loose. This is
rife with
from the word go.
Cool killings. Just there's a bunch of Nazis over there. Which, I mean, part of me, they have one scene where he lets a guy go. part of, and I know they're Nazis, and I get that. I don't want to come off the wrong way or be misunderstood here, but I don't know what point in the war we're in. I don't know if all these kids know about, and when they were kids, a lot of these people, these Nazis that were German soldiers that were being slaughtered without any warning, like they're just following orders to a degree. I don't know if they know the atrocities that are being committed, and it's not like they're all fucking sociopaths, right? And some of these
you
kids,
felt for the Nazis.
Not. But I wasn't getting the satisfaction that you want, which is set up, and that's in the setup too. Yeah. Like if you're showing there's so much Nazi slaughtering, but you don't see what these Nazis are doing when they're just standing there like guarding a bay, and it's like a 18-year-old kid. I don't really get much satisfaction out of watching that kid's throat get slit. It's like okay, there he goes.
I don't know if you've experienced this with your son, but like there's like kid books, little kid books based on whatever, Pride and Prejudice, Romeo and Juliet, et cetera, et cetera. And while the original book or story or play, whatever, is a very substantial, layered thing, the kids' book is like a thumbnail version, right? So it's like a sanitized, watered down for the kids. This feels like that.
Yeah.
To Inglourious Basterds, you know what I mean? We're like
Inglourious Basterds felt like that a little bit. It didn't feel like a gritty World War II movie. It felt like a stylized, over-the-top, reimagined, made for satisfaction. It was made to watch and be like. Same with Django. Like it's like you get to watch this evil get
sort of like wish fulfillment almost.
Yeah. And for adults, right? It's like happy ending fairy tale story versions of real, like All Quiet on the Western Front. Like that's a real gritty World War II movie.
Yeah, that is not wish fulfillment.
No. And these two movies, especially the one we just saw, it's like let's have fun with killing the bad guy. And there was just nothing gritty there. There was like you said, the stakes were set up, but they weren't performed and executed in a way where it's like, oh no, they're gonna get cut. Like I never felt that once. And the people that do die, and this is kind of troubling too. They need to load up because it's like 250 Nazis to like 5 guys or something. So like, hey, they're talking to the guys that run the port or ran the port before the Nazis came and occupied it, and it's in a part of Africa, like in the Middle East. All right, and
no, it's off the coast of Africa.
It's right off the coast of Africa. So they meet a black guy who's like, he's in charge there. He knows what's going on.
I'm in.
And he's like, I got a bunch of soldiers here, and they're all badass black dudes that like appear on the boat, and they're like, that'll do. That's great. So now we have 20 faceless black dudes.
They're red shirts from Star Wars.
Who I'm like, okay, so
or Star Trek. Sorry.
All of our guys are probably going to make it through this massacre, but the black guys are going to be getting picked off in the background. And they were just and I was like, really, guys? We're doing this?
Yeah.
That was upsetting and annoying.
In a lot of ways, wrap your mind around this. I thought of you because
just getting mowed down in the background, and no one's reacting. Even like their friends and like the guy that put them in that position, he's not like, oh shit, we lost Johnny or whatever. It's just like they just move on. Like there's a scene where Cavill, right? He almost gets shot. Instead, 3 black dudes get mowed down behind him, and his black friend who put those 3 black guys in that position saves Cavill, and Cavill's response is, "Thank you, mate," and then they just move on. Sorry, your friends got fucking murdered just now.
Yeah, mowed down. I thought of you because
it's that level of like I don't give a fuck.
3 black guys to 1 white guy. That's the ratio.
I don't give a fuck about this story really, and it's just kind of silly. And if it was really funny, I'd be like, okay. And it wasn't really funny. It was. I think it was supposed to be really funny. If it was like clever. It was kind of like, this is funny, and like that was mildly funny. I think I laughed out once.
It was more like, look at me, clever. Like, isn't that funny?
Yeah, almost like a dramatic action version of The Office. I almost expected them to look at the camera and mug a couple times.
I thought of you because
twist their mustache.
It was like watching someone play a video game.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean? Like watching these, like you said, 5 Brits mow down a platoon full of Nazis.
And it's like Cavill's character, as it were, which I think would be good as like a supporting character. I don't know if he was.
Who's this?
Cavill. Like he was good, but I didn't. His character was like his heartbeat never gets above 60, even when he's like mowing people down.
Side characters. The whole movie was side characters.
It's all like, don't keep calm, carry on. Like that was probably their direction through the whole thing. And he's, they're just slowly walking quietly and mowing people down and shooting them with silencers. And like he never breaks a sweat. And it's just like, okay,
never breaks stride.
Yeah.
And he's never in danger. He's just handing ass
dislike
and then
the
it
movie.
ends.
I didn't dislike it. I didn't like it. I think it could
the
kill a couple hours.
The thing that buoys this for me is that it's fun. I mean, it's a fun, jaunty movie. I think this is worthy of a stream this when it comes on stream.
Watch it on a plane.
It sounds like fast food you eat on a road trip.
It's
where you're
disposable.
like, okay.
It's disposable entertainment.
It hit the spot, I guess.
Which is a little bit. I'm saying it's getting a lot of mileage out of this true story, and it's a little bit trouble. Like, it bothered me a little bit. I think that took away from it because it's like this is a really cool story if it was told accurately. You know what I mean?
You know what? This is the one time I did not appreciate seeing the people at the end, the real people. Because I was like, that is not Henry Cavill. That is not a fucking bodybuilder.
This feels like a ludicrous movie to do that for.
I mean, I didn't mind it. I always liked that. I always like to see that. I mean, at least they got their due because that was the most realistic depiction we're ever going to see of those people because they're nothing like the people that I think played them. Like there's the opening scene is Nazis board. And there's like probably 20 Nazis on their boat, and there's like a couple dudes, you know, Cavill and his what's his name?
Durs.
And they're both just like laughing and like this is they could have been shot dead at any second. They probably would have been if they were acting that way. Very flippant, like we got this in the bag, and they didn't. They didn't have it in the bag at all.
Yeah,
but it's that kind of movie where you just gotta remove yourself from any kind of
and there's not even enough danger where the cool under fire is cool.
Yeah, there's no tension. There was no tension in this entire movie, even where you could tell there was supposed to be tension. Like at one point, she's kind of in peril, and it's like,
that was the one part where I was like, all right, something's gonna happen.
And nothing. Nothing. It is what it is. You know, disposable. Is it more disposable than the machine? Probably not.
No.
Probably not at all. Brian's Mr. Disposable movie. I wish his name was Derek because he'd be disposable Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can look into that.
I need the alliteration there.
Would David work?
But it occurred to me this week when I was watching the Machine. I'm like, wow, Brian loves disposable movies. Like that's his bag.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I didn't love The Machine.
Why would you watch The Machine? Actually, I was kind of curious.
I was on a plane to Europe.
I would have watched like the first 20 minutes and go, okay, I get The Machine. I get what they're going for here. Next. Like I wouldn't have watched the whole thing if I hadn't been a
Brian lives his whole life like he's on a plane.
He kind of does. Like, how do I get from point A? How do I make this day end quickest with fun?
Let me throw this on.
The Machine is a 2023 film directed by Peter Atencio. Peter Atencio. Sorry about that.
So 3 stars. 3 stars for the old.
Sure, I agree.
The gentlemanly wisdom of the ministry.
Warfare.
Oh, we didn't even talk about. I can't get to my notes because they're not syncing with my computer, and it's like on the camera that I'm using. Right, so I can't get to. I had a couple clever things that are interesting facts in there, but the one thing is the Churchill, wildly distracting.
Yes,
the Churchill that they have in this movie is wildly un-Churchill.
Yes,
he's like a 30-year-old man with
and he's gruff. Hey boys, let's give it to them Nazis. I think that's how Churchill talked.
Was he like Mike Myers in Inglourious? Or like, this is a very different character.
No.
It was distracting. It was almost as distracting.
Given what we've seen on the screen about Churchill in the last few years, Gary Oldman's really good performance, et cetera, et cetera.
And, Lithgow in The Crown.
Yeah, this is distracting. I kept trying to figure out who it was.
No, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you knew it was. He had the top hat, the cigar, at least.
You knew it was.
No, he means the actor.
The actor.
Sorry, the actor. Okay.
Yeah. So it was obviously supposed to be Churchill.
I thought you meant it was that bad.
This will not. I got a bold prediction. This will not be up for best makeup. This will not get an Oscar nomination.
Joking over here. Bold prediction. All right.
This won't get best makeup at the Oscar?
Nope.
Nor best supporting actor.
There's a lot that it won't get.
It's a 3-star movie, and just back to the main problem with this, I think, is like this is a story I didn't. Once again, there's countless World War II stories that we don't know, and this one was just declassified in 2016. I guess we just learned about it fairly recently, and it just deserved, I think, better. Like there's plenty of ways to make a fun, Guy Ritchie action movie, and if he's trying different things, which I still say this is not like a prototypical Guy Ritchie movie. I kept doing that too, and I started to say, like I was thinking of. Lock, Stock, 2 Smoking Barrels, and just how that movie blew me away with its stylized, like new filmmaking interpretation. And then all these years later, and this is what he's making. This feels like a studio paint by numbers movie in a lot of ways.
So this will be great to watch on a plane going to summer vacation.
Yes.
In July.
If you like
July or August.
If you like blood, and there's not enough gun porn to get you through it. I think there's a couple scenes like with her shooting, like, oh look, I can shoot really good too. There's a lot of gun porn there. But
I disagree.
But there's a lot of stabbing
walking through the harbor and just picking guys off.
But that's not gun porn. It's not like they're doing slow motion of the gun and like because there's guys that beat off to guns. I think.
Oh, that shot in the Bad Boys trailer is great.
That's
when he tosses him the gun and it stays on the gun. It's a great shot.
I haven't seen it, but that I almost want to see that. I almost made my list because the guys that directed that did Rebel, which is fucking phenomenal. I keep saying Rebel, guys. I haven't heard anyone talking about Rebel. Rebel rules. Watch Rebel. Forgot. Based on a true story. Stakes are real, Brian and Avery.
Should we take a break?
Much like
Rebel.
this movie.
Let's take a quick break and we'll come back with
Our machine next.
La Machina.
La Machina.
I thought there wasn't gonna be another test.
I'm looking at Rebel. What is this now?
It's a movie that should have been like in my top 5 for the Volties.
Oh,
last year.
Rebel Moon.
No, not Rebel Moon. Hey, and also one last thing about Fallout is if you're into mid-century modern style, it is rife with that because this alternate universe that we're watching, it's as though the bomb got dropped like in the early 50s. Even though it's an alternate universe, it's supposed to be like after now, it's supposed to be in the future, but it's still everything is that atomic starburst mid-century. Like it opens up with a mid-century modern home and one of the project homes that you can tour out here in LA. It's very detail oriented as far as the mid-century vibe, which the video game also adheres to, and that's eye candy.
All right.
So,
Speaking of eye candy,
for every toe that we saw hanging off of a foot, that Jillian's like, why? I don't need this. She got to see like a beautiful Pyrex bowl in the background.
that's good. That's just a bit balanced out for her.
Yeah.
The Machine is a 2023 movie directed by Peter Tenzio, director of Keanu. If you like that movie. Bert Kreischer stars as the, wait for it, titular Machine. Mark Hamill, Eva Bubich, Jimmy Tetro, and Robert Moss.
But is he the titular Machine? Because I thought he was playing the villain and not himself.
No, he's playing the Machine. He's playing himself. He's playing Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Like it's him with his family.
Resist the urge
And he's a
to
bad
weigh
dad.
on movies you haven't seen.
He's a bad dad that means well, but you know his party style, which ironically paid for the house, is kind of ruining the family that it houses. So he's got to like find a balance. And not since Mike Birbiglia's Sleepwalker or whatever have I seen somebody make an entire career off of one story. That said, both of those stories, Birbiglia's Sleepwalker as well as The Machine, are both pretty great stories, but their entire careers were built around those stories.
32% Rotten Tomatoes. The Machine, which last time I checked is rotten. This is streaming on Netflix. Admittedly, Anderson, I've never seen the stand-up routine that is based on this. I know he used to come on Loveline.
Yeah, he would tell it in person, and that worked really well. I would assume that the stand-up is even more.
Was the story compelling?
The story was very compelling, yeah, and like lasted an entire segment. Like it was a long story, and the way that Bert tells stories and he's laughing at his own shit, it's great. He's a great storyteller, and he's got some great bits too. I'm not a giant Bert head or anything. I think I already mentioned I don't like his shirt off routine. I think he's better than that, but whatever. That's my opinion. But he was great on Loveline the times that he would come on. It was just a salt of the earth guy.
Extremely likable.
Very, very likable, yeah. And his story is phenomenal. And I like the idea. I like the fact that he made this movie. I was actually interested in seeing it. And once I started watching, I'm like, oh, it's this. Because my big problem with it, and he tells you might want to give a little background on the movie.
I don't have a lot of background. I mean, Anderson said it. He being Bert Kreischer tells the story that they adapt into a full-length movie of him.
Well, they continued the story. It's not even the Machine story.
Really?
I thought that's what it was going to be. So the original Machine story is he went over. He was a college kid, so obviously he can't play himself as a college kid anymore because he's fucking Bert. And he went over on a school trip. He was kind of a fuck up, and he was in very dangerous Russia.
Partying, yeah.
And he was a world-class American partier, and he ended up just befriending a bunch of very dangerous, sketchy Russian gangsters.
Because there was a bodyguard with them to keep the school trip safe. And he was like, oh, I'm going to party with that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking awesome.
That's covered in the movie because there's a lot of time shifting where he goes back. But the story this one starts with all these years later. He's Bert now, grown Bert with a family. And the man, because the original Machine story ends with him robbing a train with a bunch of the Russian gangsters while he's fucked up and hammered, and he actually stole a bunch of stuff. And this movie begins with one of the people who was robbed on that train seeing him tell this story on stage with his shirt off on TV, and he's like, "We found him." Yep. Now they're going back to he sends like a henchwoman and some other like thugs to go extract him from the United States.
That's a bummer because that sounds
back.
like it could be fun and meta.
But it is very, very meta, and it is fun, and it's not a bad written script. I like a lot of it. My big fucking problem with it is it was way too slick and way too clean, and the action sequences or the kind of thing you'd see like in John Wick. Like, they just had too much fun with trying to make it. A movie like this needs to be have more character and more like rough around the edges for me to like it. It needs to have more like do-it-yourself DIY in it.
That's
you know
interesting. I don't know if we're saying the same thing, but I was like, this movie should have and could have been more like Weird, the Weird Al Yankovic story, where it was absurd. When they were, in fact, what ended up happening is they're trying to be, like you said, too slick, too actiony, too like, you know what I mean? Like, this was a cosplay almost of like an action movie.
Right. It was a cosplay of an action movie that was supposed to be played for laughs, and I guess it's just not my style of humor, watching slow motion people getting mowed down with guns, and you're supposed to be like, isn't this funny? When it looked too good. And if it lacked character, I guess. It lacked that, you know, that little engine that could.
Yeah. This has aspirations of being, big, giant movie, I felt.
I think it's like Netflix pumps a bunch of money into this project, into this script, and they make it look slick, and they make it look, ready for consumption by the masses, when I think it would have worked much better if it was a smaller, like, cult type movie.
Speaking of smaller, I also observed this is way too long. It's almost 2 hours long, and this should be like a 90-minute comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, this felt laborious at times.
But there's some moments where it's another
It has
very good,
moments, for sure.
plain movie. Very, very disposable. I don't know if I'll be thinking much about it. If anything,
I 5-starred this shit.
If anything, it might have taken away from my idea of the original story a little bit, just because it was just such a phenomenal story. And now I'm going to think about this movie before I think about him telling it personally. So looks like they had a lot of fun making it. Hopefully it did well. I
like the girl in the movie.
Yeah, she was good. The henchwoman, yeah. There were some good Russian thugs, but ultimately it felt like a Guy Ritchie ripoff. There's a lot of incestual ripoffs happening in Hollywood these days. And in this episode, Everyone do your own thing. Find your lane and stick with it, just like Wes Anderson does, all right? Because we love that. We love it when you don't evolve or try new things. Speaking of both sides.
Well, it just makes me feel dumb, so I don't like it.
Wes Anderson does make me feel dumb. I must be stupid because I don't get it.
Let's talk about the movie that you and I were assigned this week.
Yes. Speaking of which, this is not a disposable movie.
No,
this is a
not.
movie that I will think about for a long time. But the least amount of fun you're going to have all week is watching this movie.
By far.
But that said, it's like an investment, right?
RMN is a 2022 film written and directed by Christian Mungiu. 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can stream this on Hulu.
Weird place for it to stream. It doesn't feel like a Hulu type movie.
It does not. Okay, I don't know where to start with this. Much like, Serbian film, I assume there is a lot of context.
A whole layer.
That I'm not getting and not privy to.
100%.
Because this takes place in Romania, right?
Yeah.
And
first it starts in Stuttgart, Germany, and then it moves quickly to Romania.
Yes, and this large. This is a hard movie to encapsulate. This is a low concept movie, but if I'll do my best, I'll say
low concept means very complex.
Yeah, not easily summarized in a line or two. That said, this movie is about, as far as I can tell, the local hostilities towards foreigners,
immigrants,
xenophobia. You know what I mean? Like people coming in, taking their jobs, blah blah. This takes place in a smaller village where I get the impression a lot of the able-bodied workers go elsewhere to work in Europe, and thus a lot of immigrants come in and.
Shit. I didn't look at any of my notes for the machine and give it its due. There's some good shit there. All right, maybe we'll circle back because I there was a couple nice things. All right, I'm sorry. Apologies.
Please.
God damn.
And there's a lot of.
This is some really good shit.
There's a lot of metaphor and symbolism.
4-star film.
All right. There's a fair amount of metaphor and symbolism. It starts off literally with a young boy walking to school through like small woods that he has to get. He has to cross.
He's like a 6-year-old boy, and he's on his way to school, and he stops, and he's frozen in fear. Yes. And he's looking at something. We don't see what he's looking at. I think that's the cold open. And then it goes to the title credits, and it's like, what the fuck is this, right?
Yes.
Intriguing.
And that is a running theme throughout the movie, is the kid being haunted by whatever he encountered.
We find out eventually what he saw.
Yes, but throughout the movie, we're left to wonder, for the most part, what has scared this kid. And there's very much a subplot. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the driving.
Well, that's the inciting incident, because that brings Dad back. So Dad is not with the mom,
Don't
and not
say
with
a
the kid.
exciting incident because this does not follow a traditional 3-act
No, but
structure.
so that's the opening scene, and that leads to the rest of the movie, which is Dad is, and this is all worthy of talking about just to set it up and let people know, because I think we're underselling it already. And even though there is admittedly a line through the movie that there's a layer of the movie that is lost on us because it literally was not made for us because it's a Romanian movie. There are many layers that were made for any audience that has the wherewithal to go through it. And this is not a boring movie. I was not bored. This is a quiet movie. This is
It's a quiet,
slow
movie. It's not
but
boring.
it's tense and it's very impressive. The town hall meeting, which we'll get to in a second, very impressive.
very impressive.
Dad is a big hulking, bruising machismo, like a guy that works at a sheep slaughtering
That's right.
farm or slaughterhouse in Stuttgart, Germany, right? And he gets the call that his son has got something going on. He saw something in the woods from his mom, who's back in Romania, and he takes the call, and we get to know who this guy is right away because he's on the phone, and a coworker or maybe his manager comes by, German comes by and says, "Hey, you're not supposed to take a break," and he's like, "It's an emergency." And he's like, and then the supervisor calls him a lazy gypsy. And that doesn't go well for the supervisor because he immediately gets headbutted in the face, bloody nose, broken nose, probably crumples to the ground. And now our dad, who just heard bad things are happening to his son, he's heading home. He's kind of running home because there might be cops and whatnot. You can tell that he's used to being a convict and he hasn't been. This is not the first time he's been in this position.
Not the first time he headbutted a superior.
Yeah, so he gets back to this little town where there's a lot of xenophobia going on. It's already been established that he is kind of in between the two worlds because everyone identifies as German in this small little town. Right? Is it Romania? They're all I thought it was. Yeah, they identify as Romanians.
Because they keep saying speak Romanian.
But he's on the outskirts because he's a mix. He's got part German and he doesn't really fit anywhere. So that really is a large part of the story because he's right down the middle. But he approaches everything with this. There's actually a line in here where he says, he's trying to teach a 6-year-old son to be tough and not pity animals and not pity things because the pity die first. And I don't want people who feel pity die first. I don't want you to die first, he says to his son. So that's a large theme throughout this movie. It's just how far machismo will get you and the archaicness of it in the modern world. Okay, go, take it away because I've been just jawing and jawing.
Oh, by all means, it's a tough movie to nail down, and honestly, a tough movie to sell. You know what I mean? This is like try and tell someone, "Oh, you got to see this long, slow Romanian film." And but I'm underselling it as it is quite good.
It is quite good, and it's remarkable that it's one of the movies that I had never even come across, or I have no memory of coming across because it came out just last year. And like I would for like 8 years, I'd read about every single movie that was getting a release, and this one, I don't remember ever seeing anything about it.
Did it get released in the U.S.?
I don't even know. But TJ Tutt, who assigned it, he lived in Romania for a while. He's got friends back there, and he got the recommendation.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I forgot to say.
We didn't say TJ Tutt. I had a great conversation with TJ about it yesterday. I love talking to our listeners about movies that they. Just really intelligent conversations.
How did he come across this? Why?
He lived in Romania for 6 months, and he still has friends from back there. And somebody recommended it. Like, you should see this new one that came out. You'll probably appreciate it. He too, who lived there for 6 months, he admits and agrees that there is a political level that is probably just the name alone is RMN, which refers to it means EKG, which refers to his the lead character, who the machismo guy's sick alien father. Who is a background calendar, but that's another through line. Yeah, there's a lot of things to pick up on, to watch, and then the ending is confounding and a bit ambiguous for the sake of art, I guess, and you can argue about what that means and what it is.
Yeah, the very end, literally the final shots are
confounding.
They're incongruous with the rest of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't really follow what the rest of the movie
raises a lot of questions.
It does.
Yeah, but I like this movie. I like the modern world meeting a lot of anti-progress is being talked about, and in many ways it's kind of parallel to the spring of the manor that we saw a couple weeks ago. The Jean
Manon of the Spring.
Manon of the Spring and Jean.
Jean de Fleur.
Yeah, that Stephen Morris assigned us. Like some similar themes there going on.
You're right. Yeah, there are similar themes expressed very differently, but yeah, there are some crossover there.
So. Was probably the most impressive thing in the whole movie, as far as actual filmmaking was this town hall meeting that they have. And
Yeah, things come to a head about 2/3 of the way through the movie, and the town gets together in the church, and they're like, it's cold and we can't hear each other. Let's go to the civic center or the cultural center, which was ironic in and of itself. They're going to the cultural center to decide how they should punish the local bakery for hiring immigrants.
Yeah.
So
and we get to, it's really interesting because we get to see why the local bakery hires immigrants to begin with, and it all makes sense, and there's nothing nefarious there, and it's not even like sweatshop labor. It's just like this is giving them an opportunity. Our people that live here already, it's the wages are too low. We can't make a profit. This is just the reality of the situation. And then we get to meet these. They're from Senegal or Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, and we get to meet these.
That was a nice touch.
Workers
Actually getting to know them.
That was because that was another thing that came up with TJ and I when we were talking yesterday is they don't really pick a side in this movie. You could watch it all the way through, and I think you could be like a real bigot and like hate the idea of foreign labor take our jobs. Watch this movie and be like, fuck yeah, I love this movie because like these guys, this town is standing up for what's right, for the town. The only time that the filmmaker really tipped his hand, I think, was getting to know these Sri Lankan fellas, and all of them were just salt of the earth, the sweetest people. So there wasn't one who was even like pissed off that he was being, bullied or anything like that. If I saw like a little anything that wasn't just angelic in those guys, it would have gone a little further with me. It was just a little bit too idealized. I think that all these guys would be like the sweetest fucking people. I'm sure that there was an asshole in the bunch. You know what I mean? There would have been.
Yeah, but we're really focused on 2.
Yeah, but then there's like 3 others that come. One guy just disappears.
So the immigrants were too nice for your taste. What else?
Unbelievable.
No, I'm just saying that like I think that they were really trying to get the message across that like these guys are innocent. They did nothing wrong. And
sure.
Like,
Although
they immigrated.
Like you alluded to, the movie does a really good job of representing a lot of points of view where you're like, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, and I think that a bigot would watch this and get, I don't know, I think that they'd be able to watch this movie and not even understand the message. Right?
Is it like a just watch for bigots? Like, what do I watch tonight? Where do the immigrants get it the worst?
Maybe Romanian bigots will watch this movie, but I don't think an American bigot would ever come across this movie, right?
Yeah, there'd be a lot to hate for an American bigot.
But it gets your ire up, right? There's a scene where his mistress is just completely naked for like an 8-minute scene. It's like, please put on like a throw.
I didn't mind that.
What movie is this?
So as Bryan was saying, they all go to the town hall and they're gonna like let their opinions be heard and kind of do some arguing and bickering. And you assume this could be like a 2 or 3 minute scene. And this thing goes
on for a while.
And on.
At the end, I'm like, I timed it. I went back. Like,
how long was it?
15 minutes.
Wow. I was going to say 9 minutes because it goes
it's
too.
It's a long take for 15 minutes. And it's impressive.
It was very impressive.
The camera barely moves.
And it felt so authentic and it felt like documentary almost on a static camera. It was really, really good. That was very impressive filmmaking, and it felt a little bit like Looney Tunes. Remember the Looney porn?
Bad Luck Banging?
Yeah, Bad Luck Banging. The end of that where she was defending herself in the school.
Oh, yeah.
That was also very impressive. And this, while very different tones, it felt similar. Bad Luck Banging. Hey, good pull there.
Pull.
Have we done top 5 angry mobs?
I don't know, but have we done top 5 tension? Tense scenes?
Top 5 tension.
Top 5 tense scenes?
I feel like that's a very broad topic.
I know, but we need to do it. Angry mobs kind of done
familiar?
with riots. We did top 5 riots. I don't know if it
seems like there's some overlap.
What I'm trying to verbalize is this. You know what I mean? Where like the town gets together and gets angry.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the guys that go up to poor old Dr. Frankenstein's house with the monster in there, with the pitchforks and they're not a riot. They're just an angry mob.
Yep.
Yeah, there would be some crossover, but all right.
Yeah.
Top 5 tense scenes.
Not bad.
Top 5 tense scenes.
Top 5 nail biters.
Yeah. All right. I was watching a little Lost World this weekend, and before the wife said he should not be watching. I'm like, all right, fine. I tried to show it to him when he was 4, and you said no. Now he's 7. You're saying no.
Wait till he's 13 for this PG-13 movie.
To her credit, she just gets up and goes, "Just for the record, I'm against this," and walks out. And then it's like the ball's in my court. I'm like, sorry.
You are
buddy.
now accountable for the trauma you may or may not cause.
RMN. Not the type of movie I would be, shouting you have to go see, but the people that will appreciate this movie, and Bryan and I definitely did, will like this movie. There's a lot there to enjoy.
Indeed. Oh, you want to end with Dix?
Can I go back to
Oh, you want to talk The Machine?
Yeah, just
Tell
real
us
That's
what
to
you
circle
liked, though.
back.
What did you like about The Machine?
So there's a really funny line in it where somebody's got an arrow in their leg.
Really funny lines.
But the one that really, because it's got some Borat type humor there for a while too, with some of these deep parts of Russia, and they need some antiseptic or antibiotics. And he says, Igor, do you have any hydrogen peroxide? And he goes, no, but we have many kinds of animal spit. That was one of the funnier lines I've heard all year.
I forgot about that.
That's some really funny shit. But it was so dumb, I had to make a conscious effort to turn my brain off it many times.
Yeah,
it
that's
was distracting.
helpful. Yeah.
Like, it was really, really dumb.
You know what? Use all your brain power on RMN and then watch The Machine when there's nothing left.
It'll be a hot tub for your brain.
And then
right.
I not to pull
Nice
up Bryan,
whirlpool.
but that just to put what I was saying, just to make it a little more clear, was that movies this dumb should not look this good. It takes away from the spirit. That's the word I was looking at. It didn't have the spirit and intention. But that's my own personal thing.
I don't know about that.
It takes away from it was spirit free. It felt at times.
It felt a little. You know what?
The
This
Machine.
movie felt like AI. Like AI put it together.
Oh, it does kind of feel like an AI
does
paint
feel
by
like
numbers.
AI.
Like, what do you think this movie should
Yeah,
be?
what you feed all these elements in. You feed in bursts like routine. You're like, all right, AI, make me a movie that follows this.
Yeah. Were some great transitions, though. Like, as far as going back in time, there were some really, really clever, well done, executed transitions. So it's not all bad. It's
No, it's not at all.
much like the missionary, the ministry of
The missionary.
gentlemen. That's such a mouthful, that goddamn title. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's just the story, I think, deserved a little better. That's all. That's all.
I was assigned to film
Oh, you were.
2 weeks ago.
Speaking of spirit, this is imagine this being a giant budget. It
Yeah,
just want to work, right? This is
It's
exactly what I'm talking
That's
about.
a really good point. Dix, the musical, was assigned to me, 2023 film, directed by Larry Charles, speaking of Borat, starring Josh Sharp, Aaron Jackson, Nathan Lane, Megan Mullally, and Megan a couple of Megans, Megan Thee Stallion and Megan Mullally. I have to look up and see if that's the same person or not, but right here they're credited separately. 67% Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I thought it was worse.
I would say it feels low, but this movie is
Not for everybody.
It's divisive.
It's not for everyone.
You saw it too, right, Avery?
Yes.
Yes.
Streaming on Max. It really sets the tone early when the opening crawl talks about how brave these two homosexuals are for
Played straight.
Yeah, playing
characters.
straight. Like really leans in. I'm like, all right, I understand what kind of movie this is gonna be.
Bowen Yang plays God himself.
So 8 minutes.
I learned a lot about God.
Nick Offerman plays Steve Cheney. Okay. Yeah, I learned a lot about God as well.
I never knew that about God.
8 minutes into this movie, I'm thinking to myself, how do they possibly keep this up? How is this tone maintained throughout the film? This is impossible.
Great questions, Brian. Great questions.
This is impossible. There's no way this movie can maintain this tone. And they kind of did. I mean, they veer a little bit, for appropriate moments, but the movie is told at a breakneck pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's an adaptation of an off-Broadway play, which you get a little glimpse of at the end.
At the end, that was nice. It was like seeing the real characters, but it was the characters that we just saw, but they were doing it on stage.
Yeah. Small stage.
Small stage, yeah.
So, Dix the musical, how do I describe this film?
How do you?
Okay, two like ultra bros played by Josh and Aaron. They are very obviously gay men in real life playing ultra bros.
Like Wolf of Wall Street types.
Playing,
Yeah,
playing
what's the Wolf of
Jordan
Wall
Belfort.
Street type? Yeah.
Yeah, they're in sales, and they don't sell Roombas. They only sell the parts. And so they work for Megan Thee Stallion at this Roomba parts selling company.
They sell cogs.
Yeah, and they're basically in a constant game of one-upsmanship to try and outdo the other and be like the salesman of the week or the salesman of the month or whatever. And they're constantly at friction. And it turns out, you're not going to believe this, they are separated at birth twins.
Identical twins,
Identical twins.
which they're not.
Now,
At all.
they don't resemble each other,
Not at all.
which I think is part of the joke.
It is.
I think that was essential.
Yeah, if they were identical, if they found or they did like the Winklevoss thing here, it doesn't work at all.
No.
But see, you know what? If this was made by the same people that put together the machine, they probably would have considered that. That's what I'm saying. Like this movie lives and dies on the spirit.
And to give you an idea of how much of a piece of shit they are, one of the jokes is one of them goes, "Oh yeah, single parent homes aren't real families."
Yeah, there's a lot of meta commentary. A lot of meta commentary.
And just where you think like it found its tone and it's kind of like, okay, I get the joke. That's when the Sewer Boys show up, which really kind of took it up to the next notch for me, the next level. And I'm like, this movie's just fucking going for it.
Yeah, that's I think literally.
And I was so happy I hadn't seen the trailer because they're prominently displayed in the trailer,
had no idea.
and they came out of left field for me. The way that it's intended as a when you're making a movie.
I think my internal monologue was almost the same. Like, wow, this movie's really going for it.
It's really going for it. It's.
Because
This movie's not soft pedaling.
it does not tip its hand at all that you're about to see the Sewer Boys.
And I was laughing out loud a lot throughout this absurd, ridiculous, very clever, very fucking funny, very well written movie.
The funny thing about this movie is it has broad comedy, i.e. the Sewer Boys, right? That's just like in your face, ridiculous comedy. And then it has subtle sight gags. Like I think I said last week about how they're walking out of a movie theater and it pans out to show the marquee. Like it says X24 presents Everybody Comes Everywhere. And it's like, that's very funny. I enjoyed that. And then there's like stupid throwaway lines. They come fast and furious, no pun intended. So I can't keep up with them. One I wrote down was Nathan Lane at one point is talking to his now reunited sons. He's talking about how much he loves travel. And he's like, you know how much I love jet lag.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
thought about that line quite a bit when I was dealing with it when I got back from Japan. I'm like, it's such an absurd line. That's why he travels, is for the jet lag.
I think my favorite was Megan Mullally. I think she's so painfully funny.
great. She's
Her
great.
just the whatever accent or lisp she was doing, and her intro and her opening song just.
It's great.
It was so ridiculous. I loved it.
Beyond profane and grotesque. Like it takes, like it's up there with South Park level of.
Well, her pussy runs away. Is that what it
It's-
is? She loses
falls
it.
off.
It falls off and is beaten to death, and
with sandals.
we get to see it, and like it's somewhat. I would say, I mean, it's claymation type, animation, but it's somewhat correct, which makes it.
I
Awful.
wouldn't know, but I'd take a word.
I never thought
Right
I'd see.
down to the stuff inside of it.
I
that's
never thought
happening.
I'd see a vagina kill a man, but
You get to see that in this movie. Yeah.
You see it every week.
I love this movie. I think it might have cracked my top 10 had I seen it in time. I heard one review of it and it was kind of middling. It was just talking about how it was gross humor, and like they kind of just cast it aside.
I think you have to be in the
like,
right frame of mind.
Yeah, is that it?
I think so. For me, it was a solid 3.5 stars. Not everything worked for me. Weirdly, they worked the least for me. I really liked Nathan Lane, Megan Mullally, Megan Thee Stallion, kind of everybody but them. I didn't like them quite as much as the other characters.
There was an adjustment period for me because they were asking so much of me to think they were funny, and I didn't know either one of them. So you had to kind of get familiar with them, kind of like a new sitcom. And you're like, who are these fucks? And like, I'm not laughing at them. But then once I trusted them more throughout the movie, I did. And once they reversed roles and just wore wigs to pull it off, that's where I started to kind of really appreciate them more.
Nathan Lane in his robe.
You can tell that they spent a lot of time, and it makes sense that this came from an off-Broadway play because they were probably developing it for a long time before they got it there, and they were probably making tweaks and whatnot. By the time that it actually got cameras in front of it, they had a lot of little nooks and crannies and details worked out. Yeah, you could tell there's a lot of thought went into this production.
And Bowen Yang was phenomenal. He's barely in it, but him
Thank
playing
God.
God is.
That song didn't get stuck in my head because that's not the kind of song you want to be singing around
No.
anyone.
No, don't let your kid walk in while you're watching this.
No.
He'll have a lot of questions.
God is a what? Very good. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It scratched that South Park itch
God
that
is a what?
I have not seen. I've kind of fallen off the old South Park over the last few seasons just because of time. But it's the best. And Dick's definitely delivers the same kind of tone and humor that those guys would deliver.
I agree.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. Thank you for assigning this to me.
Dick's 3.5 stars. Get out of here,
Yeah.
Avery. What are you talking about? This is a solid 4.5 star comedy.
It's not going to be for everybody.
In the sense
No,
that
it's not. But it's for you.
There's
That's what I'm
plenty
saying.
here that I remember.
Kind
from
of.
years.
You don't do stars for like what you think other people might
No,
collectively
but
like.
for me, it was probably 3.5. Again, their stuff did not work for me as much.
I hear you.
But I thought the other parts really, really elevated.
Yeah, without Nathan Lane, without her, it doesn't work nearly as well, for sure. Without the Sewer Boys, it doesn't work as well. It's just it seemed like it was a great medley for me.
Sewer Boys.
Yeah. And like I said, they took a little while. It took a number of scenes before I warmed up to them, but they absolutely worked for me by the end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What were we saying, Brian? I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
You were saying something. I
wasn't.
steamrolled you.
No, don't be hard on yourself. It was you and Avery together.
Is what?
It was you and Avery.
We both
together.
steamrolled.
Oh, we both. You're right. We both steamrolled. What were we saying though?
I forget.
Oh.
Coming up next, we will do the annual summer preview. Tell you what movies we're looking forward to the most after this. We're back. I'm sad to say, Anderson, I don't know about you. I assume you've rattled yourself, but all five, for the first time, we reached the singularity. All five of mine are remakes, reboots, or sequels.
Yeah. I mean, I thought going in, okay, I'm going to have to do 10 because I'm going to do 5, that are going to be that. And then hopefully I will find 5 that are worthy of talking about that aren't that. And I did find a few, but they're not good enough to put on like a top 10 list. So
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You don't have any? I feel like there's an obvious one. It's got your boy in it.
Let's see.
It's got 2 of your boys in it.
The Fall Guy?
Yeah, okay, but I mean, that was a Disney movie at one point. So, yeah, that's the only one. No, there's 2. There's 2 towards the top. But I didn't have enough to make a
separate
5
list.
and a 5.
I gotcha. Before we dive into it, do we want to play a little IMDb game? Because it is
yes.
topical. It is,
yes, and also let me assign the next movie to Brian.
Oh, yeah.
The next listener assignment.
Please tell me.
Which will be from Just Tyler. He just goes by Tyler. And he's got us watching Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue. Got to rent that or do AMC Plus, I think, or something like that. Perfect Blue we'll be watching. Scant hour and 22, I believe.
Blue. Perfect blue.
All right.
So this is the parental guidance game that we've long alluded to, and you might have seen it being played on the socials. With Drake
Yes.
out there killing it.
Drake is doing lots of the parental guide game, and it's going very well.
This is the way it works. I will provide you with the year a movie was released, the number of parental guidance submissions it has on IMDb, and 4 specific clues. After each clue, you'll have a chance to guess the movie. The first one to correctly guess the title earns a point. Plus, if you can connect the movie to this week's theme, you get a bonus point.
So we don't know the theme.
You do.
We do.
So this week's theme with the release of A24's latest offering, Civil War, directed by Alex Garland, hitting theaters last weekend, still in the zeitgeist. We're centering our game around movies that share something in common with this new release.
So where's the extra point come if we connect it to the theme?
If you guess how it is related to
I see.
Civil
Turn it
War.
ever so slightly. Turn your screen.
So he can't see. He's already seen.
He's already trying to cheat.
As he's staring at it and studying, his eyes were darting about your screen. He's asking you to
I've
move it.
committed these to memory.
Movie number 1.
Very enthusiastic announcement there.
This is a 2015 movie, and it contains 22 parental guidance submissions.
Okay.
I know this.
Wait, so it's a what? 2022. Okay.
2015.
2015. Okay.
22 submissions for the parental guidance.
Texels.
Clue number 1. Violence and gore. A man repeatedly bashes his nose on hard surfaces to induce nosebleeds.
Wow, that's so familiar.
I know, it sounds familiar.
So familiar. I'm kicking my ass. That was
Yes, man. Or liar, liar.
liar, liar.
I don't know.
Nor do I.
Okay. Clue number 2. Frightening and intense scenes. A woman chokes on an olive while a man sits and watches her. She's all right
I
through
know
the
this.
scene. This is played for black humor.
Is this?
This is Lobster.
No, this is This is the one we saw. I think where it's is it? Fuck. Sick of myself.
It is The Lobster.
Oh fuck. Good job.
Tight.
It is The Lobster.
One. Okay, how does that focus on Civil War? I mean, we got the competing factions. We got the people in the woods out there with Rachel. And,
Were they produced by the same studio, or is Anderson's choice? Sorry.
I mean, you can get. I think you can still get a bonus point if you guess how they're related.
I think they're produced by A24, right?
oh, nice.
Bonus point for Brian.
Yes.
All right.
We're tied at 1-1.
I don't like that at all, actually. I don't
Good
know why I would
guess.
say nice.
Good
It's terrible.
Great. Brian tied me.
I mean, I'm impressed, I guess, but
Well, let me double check if that's how Drake.
I was
intended,
going
if you
with
can.
different factions because he definitely had a
Sure,
war
like
going on.
thematic, yeah. In
Okay, so if you can, first one to correctly guess earns the point. If you can connect the movie, you get a bonus point. So do we think
Yeah,
that if you
that's
didn't
not-
get it right, you're exempt?
I feel like a lawyer could come in here and argue for either side of that.
What do we think? How do
Yeah,
we want
that's
to do
I'm
it?
fine.
Anderson.
Give him one.
All right, but going forward,
so
no more.
benevolent.
No more.
It's over. Yeah, that bonus point has been taken.
It's only the person who gets it can pile on. All right, second movie. 2018 release contains 24 parental guidance submissions. Clue number 1, sex and nudity.
Yeah.
A running gag is a man constantly questioning his wife about an affair she had before they were married.
The Climb.
How would it be an affair? All right.
We can have an
I
affair,
don't know what it
right?
is.
Is it only marriage? If you step out, is considered an affair, and otherwise it's cheating. Is that what? Is that the?
I'm glad to say I don't know.
Clue number 2, violence and gore. There's a long chase in a mansion and several people are hit and tackled. A lot of this is slapstick, though.
Is this ready or not?
I know. I was thinking Ready or Not too, but that's not slapstick tackling.
It is not.
It's funny we were both thinking Ready or Not, but I didn't say it because it's not funny.
I like that movie.
It's very good. Yes. Oh, did you guys see the trailer for the new The Strangers or whatever? The fucking mugging with the goddamn masks has to stop. We have to stop.
Oh, it's so. When are we going to not do that anymore?
When people stop buying the tickets, it's like, oh, I see what you're doing there. You put a person with a mask on and you have them look at the camera and tilt their head. That's real scary and creepy.
It's anti-mugging.
Fucking A. Find out how the strangers became strangers. I don't give a shit how they became strangers. I'm not going to watch that.
I don't need to know.
With music that fills me. What is the new line that she says?
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. God damn, I hate the new one even more than the old one.
It's worse because
It is worse.
they're in on it and they're trying to.
With music that soars through me. Something like, Okay. Sorry.
We make movies better.
She doesn't even do the pregnant pause anymore. It's just straight to the they make them better.
The AMC thing needs to change. I cannot
The Coke
continue to
thing.
watch that. The Coke AMC
I was watching
thing.
the Coke thing. Now, I think you're misinterpreting it. You're saying that he's giving her the Coke?
That's what it seems like.
No. He's going in for a kiss, and the Coke's in between them, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm going to take your Coke."
Yes, that's what
That's
is
what's
written
happening.
on the page.
Yeah.
That is not how
That's
it's acted.
absolutely how it's
he
acted.
He just this terrible,
He's going in to
weird
kiss her.
hesitation. He offers her the Coke. It's terrible.
He
show-
doesn't
the
offer
show-
her the Coke.
He has no idea what he's doing in that scene.
He does not
And that's
offer the Coke.
director's
He's going in
fault.
for the kiss. It's like at chest level. She's shorter than he
No,
is.
he leans in. Okay.
No.
I'll see it this
we'll be
weekend.
seeing it again, yeah.
We'll see it the rest
You
of
are
our
wrong.
the rest of our fucking lives.
Well, take a look at her ponytail and how it's just positioned so, and I can almost see the streaks of the makeup hair artist like going off the screen because she had just adjusted it to make sure that it had the perfect little curl off her shoulder in the end of the dance scene. I hate it so much when he looks over in the car and he does the fucking like looks right at the camera like with that smile, and then she does the wink. I hate it so fucking much. Brian, do you know what we're talking about?
I'm on my phone during this. I don't want to
You
watch
still
it.
haven't seen the Coke ad. It's
Oh, it's the one where like they're at a
awful.
rave or something, or there's
a rave.
There's some
A
sort
street dance.
Of, yeah, there's some
Yeah.
sort of thing
It's a
going
beat
on.
it thing that's happening there. It's clean gang violence. Is what
Yeah.
it is.
It's West Side
It's
Story
offensive. It's offensive.
for Gen Z. It's West Side Story for
Does
Zoomers.
anyone watch that and think this is rad?
100%.
Oh my God, no!
You know, there's got to be a ton of moms who are like, this is
should,
fun.
There should be a prison for those people. I don't know if they should be killed, but I don't want them out walking
on.
around. If they like that, they should not be like. They should not be voting.
There's definitely a bunch of white moms who are like, if rap was like that, I'd like it.
No, get them out. I hate humanity so much sometimes.
There's definitely people who they love it.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they
sure
lean-
it played well in the ad meeting when they
They lean to their husband and go, oh, this.
Oh, it's on, honey. Get your popcorn. I hate people.
Clue number 3, sex and
I
nudity.
gotta run to the restroom. Not now. The cokehead's back there.
Man tells an embarrassing story about another man. Not sexual.
That doesn't give us a.
That's very general.
This is a tough
This
one.
is 2018. Nudity.
Is this
I have nothing.
what was the first one?
I feel like Nicolas Cage is in this, but I don't know what movie.
Running gag where a man constantly questions his wife about an affair before they were married.
Is this the fucking second Knives Out movie?
No, but good guess. 4 will bring it into
Into focus.
Clue number 4, violence and gore. A man cleans his bullet wound and accidentally gets blood all over a white dog in the room with him. This scene is played for humor.
I feel like now I know
Yeah,
this.
I remember this.
This feels like Knives Out again, though, but it's not.
Is this the fucking Us?
No.
No.
Damn it!
None of that movie was played for laughs. It was played for anger.
Ironic.
The White Dog. This is a movie I didn't like. I'm pretty sure. All right. How many of these are we doing? Because I got.
That's it. That's the last clue.
That's the last clue. All right. So I guess Drake gets the point.
You gonna take a Hail Mary here?
I mean, I got
Wild guess.
Pig.
I don't
No.
think it's big.
I
It is
feel
not.
like Nicolas Cage, but it's not Nicolas.
Well, the point for this round will be whoever gets the bonus, who can link this movie. So it'll be quick.
Oh, I thought it was only one time we got a link. Okay.
No, it's every time.
What
So
is
the movie is Game Night.
Oh my God! Of course.
What does Game Night have to do with
damn it.
Civil War?
Jesse Plemons.
You got the point.
Well done.
Please do not besmirch my wife's name.
All right, the last one.
Plemons. I think my favorite role he's ever done, this says a lot, is Civil War.
I mean, it's
It's a
great.
small scene.
It's
but
great.
I think
Right
it's
after
just,
game night.
oh, it's so good.
Terrifying.
I'm looking out the window now, and I don't like to do this, but that's what my dog's gonna look like. That giant white dog right there. That's what my dog could grow into. I got
Nice.
a giant white puppy.
Hey, bring her over sometime.
Look at
Let
that.
her
Looks
run.
just like her.
Let her run around the yard.
Wow. I have a large dog. Okay.
Movie 3. 2012 movie, 37 parental guide submissions, 2012. Clue number 1, violence and gore. Lots of blood, not for the faint-hearted.
Drive.
2012
No. 2012.
of Django and Jane.
No. Clue number 2, frightening and intense scenes. Around 101 on-screen deaths, about on par with John Wick, Battle Royale, or The Raid. Violence is graphic and often brutal. Melds stylized, colorful CGI blood and gore with practical effects. Not always realistic, but very brutal grindhouse-style action.
Did you say The Raid?
I said The Raid, yes. It's like The Raid.
So The Raid is not it, then.
Correct.
Probably not.
It's a good hint.
Probably not.
2012.
What was the first clue?
Lots of blood, not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it's not. Let's not do that.
All right, keep going.
Clue 3, alcohol, drugs, and smoking. There's a fictional drug called slow-mo, which
Oh,
makes you
Dread.
high. Yes,
Dread.
Dread.
I would never, because I barely remember Dread.
Dread's
Oh,
fucking
sweet.
tight.
Disposable.
Not
Brian,
Wow,
you
that's a
heard
really
me.
good movie.
Brian, to take the lead.
No.
No, to tie it up.
I gotta
No,
connect
don't
it.
take the lead because he gets the bonus if he gets this right.
Oh,
Gotta
if he gets
connect
this.
it
How is this connected
to Civil War.
to Civil War?
The white dog gets blood on it.
I'm trying to think.
Different movie. Forgot about the white dog in Game Night.
Or Anderson, if he can think of it.
I don't. Dread is just. And I'm sorry, Gio. I know you love your Dread.
Dread fucking rules.
But it's
Yeah, Dread's
if you
good.
see Raid Redemption first, you're like, oh, okay. Well, I wish I was watching Raid.
Nah, Dread fucking rules.
I'm really drawing a blank here. Same. No, fuck. It's not the same.
There's,
Same screenwriter.
Yep.
Oh,
Who's
I
the
fucking knew
screenwriter?
that too.
I don't
God
have-
damn
I
it!
don't have to name it. I don't have to name
I
it.
knew that.
All right, I'll give you the
I was
point.
looking at his credits just last.
Alex Garland wrote the screenplay.
No,
And I was like,
kidding.
I didn't
Yep.
know that he was connected to Dread.
I didn't know that either.
Bri is the winner with 3 points.
That was
All
a
right,
real
let's
wild.
move on to our top.
Let's bail out this bit.
Let's dwell on that some more.
Thank you, Drake, for putting that all together.
That was a stab in the dark. You had no idea because I got to eat some protein bars before we do the next one. All right, let me know next time we're doing. Actually, you did. 'Cause I'm gonna make sure that I have
I let you know this the second I showed up.
because I'm starving right now, and that's the excuse I'm using.
Get a bar.
No. You beat me fair and square. You're really good at games as well. I'm just not good. So the fact that I was tied with you, I should feel pretty good
That's
about.
right. This is a moral victory.
Well, Bryan won actually.
I heard the fact that I was tied with him at a point.
Going in,
They're
yeah,
Avery.
yeah.
Beyond the first.
No, he had more points.
At the end, they're
Ultimately.
Avery. But when the game first began, we were both at 0.
We both had 0.
It was all knotted up there for a second.
Let's go. We got to get through this. Come on now.
You had the lead on me.
We
right?
got to
You got
sit.
the
Yeah, I
lead.
was.
You did,
Well,
you
he
did.
cheated too because he said 8:24 when it wasn't his turn.
Well, he also
All right.
studied my screen for about
That's true.
45 minutes.
Let's go.
Number 5 for me. Most anticipated. What are we defining this?
How much crossover is for reals? Because I'm thinking at least 4.
100%.
It might be 100.
For sure,
Could be
2.
100.
For sure, 2. I have one that I don't think anywhere. I'm going to say 2.5 is a crossover.
I'm going to say we have 4 crossover.
Wow. Well, you're looking at your list.
Did I send you a poster of one of your top 5s?
Oh, yeah.
This week.
Yeah, he thought it was real, remember?
It was. Well, he thought the second one was
He
real.
thought the Transformers
that is-
piece of shit was real.
Transformers 1, and,
So-
and then I added the addendum. Transformers 1, big pile of shit.
I will.
pile of shit.
I will.
One big
start
pile
with
of shit.
number 6, Anderson, because Transformers 1 does not fall within the summer movie season for me.
Did
Why
you
not?
did you
When's it come
describe the season? Did we?
To me, it's beginning of May through Labor Day. And this comes, I think, a week or 2 after Labor Day.
Yeah, I think it's
so
mid-September.
while I am very excited for Transformers 1, the trailer looks amazing.
Why is Brian Tyree Henry in that?
Was it?
Why is Brian Tyree Henry in that fucking movie?
I haven't seen the trailer. I've
He's
steered
one of
clear.
them.
I have no idea.
Him and
It looks- it
Keegan
looks
Michael
really,
Key.
looks really good.
Oh, why is he? I thought
Why?
you said why is Brian
No,
like
no,
him
no.
in
Why
the
is
movie?
Brian Tyree Henry?
He's just collecting right now. He's collecting as much as he can,
fair.
and they got him as like the cool nerdy. When I say cool, air quotes, nerdy like podcast guy. That's like part of the
Podcast.
zeitgeist.
After Paperboy, he can do no wrong though. Get that money.
What's your number 6?
Number 6, there's 2. I have a tie here, and it's because I have grave concerns about both directors of 2 franchises that I definitely am interested in catching and staying up to date with, and that is A Quiet Place, Day 1. Concerned about the director.
Ooh.
He's like a Maze Runner director.
Oh,
that is number
boy.
5 on my list, so let's go ahead.
And then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, also concerned. I think he
No, that's gonna be fucking.
he's done nothing but Apple commercials. I could be wrong. I could have those 2 switched.
A Quiet Place Day 1 is also on my list, number 5. It comes out June 28th. It is written and directed by Michael Samosky. He's the director of Pig, which I thought you would like.
Yes, Pig.
Lupita Nyong'o. Yes, this is the 3rd film in the series, the prequel to 2018's A Quiet Place. I have a risk factor for all of my films. Major risk factor is John Krasinski's lack of involvement. I'm always nervous when
Yeah.
directors hands over part of the franchise.
Yeah, they probably just give him a pile of money for the rights or for the story by.
Also, alarming, multiple release delays. This was supposed to come out over a year ago, last March, and has had.
Oh, so that was even pre-strike. Because I was gonna, say maybe it's strike related, but that's pre.
It's had releases like in September and blah blah that kept getting pushed back.
Was it in reshoot hell? Was there a lot of that?
I didn't dive that deep, but I did notice that the release date had been moved multiple times.
So I opened my big trap and said things that I shouldn't have said because it's just not true. What I don't know who the
Yeah, I don't
Apple
think this
director
guy's
is,
the
but
Mace from
no,
Amazon.
he's directed Pig.
And that's it.
And then TV with Olympia and Fight Night Legacy.
Oh, sick.
I don't see
Fight Night Legacy.
anything in that. Now I could be totally wrong, and maybe this is what he's built for. This is what he's meant for. He just hasn't had the opportunity yet. But
I thought you loved
need.
Pig.
I did not love Pig. Pig was very, very quiet, and the whole point of Pig, as far as I could tell, in many, many ways, was we were able to get Nicolas Cage to be quiet for 99 of his scenes. He only freaked out once, and that was like everyone was talking about. Like, look, Nicolas Cage isn't freaking out. It's like that's not really. I mean, I guess it's kind of an accomplishment
I'm
as a
glad to hear
director,
that.
but
It's not necessarily what you're going for.
it's a quiet, subtle movie, and Quiet Place has quiet, subtle moments, but it's all about the tension, right?
Yep.
It's all about
Those bursts.
and the bursts of energy and action. I don't know if this guy has made that. So I'm a little bit concerned also with the lack of Krasinski. And then it's the other guy. It's the
Well, especially it seems like there'll be less of the tension because it's day one, so it must mean that it's more of a standard blockbuster.
well, once they land and they eat a bunch
action
of people
movie.
in the trailer, we see like out on the streets when people are just enjoying their New York City day, and then the rest of the movie is gonna be like hiding and quiet and like shh. Also, I don't like the white powder all over her face. I feel like I've
hate
seen
that,
that
yeah.
before, and they're really leaning into that.
Do you think it'll
visual.
end with a shush? Do you think it'll end with that?
I wonder if we're going to see the whiteboard, the origin.
Oh, what if he actually writes it out?
He dies
Oh,
because
maybe that's where we
That'd be
see.
amazing.
he dies because it squeaks.
No, he doesn't die though, because this is
that's true.
before. This is prequel.
Maybe
right?
he inherits the.
So
the
I think
whiteboard.
it'll probably end with him going, "Hold on, I have a great idea. I'm going to get a whiteboard
Oh,
and I'm going to write what we have to do."
what if he's not the one who wrote it? What if he discovers it like
That's
on
what I'm
the
saying.
street? And that's what says him.
the-
He's like walking along. He's like,
It's this big
"It's
reveal.
sa-
It's
sound.
it's a mid-credit reveal.
The entire franchise is just based around this whiteboard. Ultimately, we didn't realize. It was a bit of a red herring at first, but now like that is like it's like the monolith of this series. If in case you're lost, you don't know what we're talking about. It's a really good franchise. I love the story. I love
They're both
the idea
great.
of it.
They're
both
great.
really, really fun watches. I love watching that little kid get mowed down at the beginning for being such a dumb
That's
fuck
good.
with his stupid space shuttle. Hey, I know we live in a world of monsters that feed off of any kind of noise. I got a little toy. I'm going to turn it on, make a lot of noise right now on this bridge for the sake of cinema. There's dumb shit like that in the movie.
Yeah.
But the dumbest thing in the entire movie, it just doesn't belong because both movies are great. Like Avery said.
And very clever and very well written. Yeah.
If you're looking in the background in his little like command center, the family's command center, there's a
His bat
whiteboard,
cave, yeah.
and as far as my memory serves, like there's only one thing written on it, and it just says like "be quiet"
No, it's
or "stay quiet."
It's sound or
No, it's something very dumb like "be quiet."
Yeah, like we can't have nothing on that whiteboard. We're about to shoot. Will somebody get in there and write something on?
I mean, to be fair, his dumb shit kid disobeyed that rule.
That's
so
true. Maybe it was for him.
Okay.
Kid couldn't read.
I gotta spell this out.
And it's in both movies. I remember my buddy Rand saw the second one before I did, and he sent me a text. He's like, "Your beloved whiteboard makes another appearance." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
And that one said "stay very quiet."
It was something like "stay quiet," or it's dumb. It's really
It's
stupid.
very dumb.
And it's like little things like that really stand out in smart, like
Is
well-made
this
movies.
is this streaming anywhere? Because I could maybe find that.
I don't know. That's quite
Oh,
needle.
it's
in
I
a
thought it was on
haystack.
Amazon.
I'm looking. I did an image search for this. Google Images. There's one column that says creature with a. Never noticed this. A wildly accurate drawing of the creature on the whiteboard, and on the other side it says survive.
No. What about the quiet? What's the quiet part? Or stay silent or whatever? Because for sure it says that. We all saw it.
It says blind,
Yeah. Okay. I remember
attack sound, armor underlined, and confirmed 3.
that. What? No, there was something really, really.
Well, there was a newspaper headline that said it's sound.
Maybe it's survive is the dumb one for
No,
that.
it was something to do with sound, guys.
I thought so, too.
I'm telling you. All right, and then also Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm all in. I can't wait to see it. However, the director concerns me because the only thing he's made I've not seen, and that's like the Maze Runner trilogy, which they
I've heard is ungood.
put a lot of money into. They were hoping it was going to be the next Harry Potter, essentially, and it just never got off
And
the
this is a
ground.
bummer because it's not helmed. Yeah, by Matthew. Is it Matthew Reeves?
Yeah. He's been
Fuck,
doing other
those are
things.
good. I've been doing a rewatch. I'm watching 2.
Of what?
The Planet of the Apes movies. I'm watching number 2. This
Have you seen the first recently?
Yeah,
Okay, because that's really, really good.
They're
but
okay.
2.
They're okay.
Fucking Rise, Koba.
Yeah, Koba's
Toby
goddamn-
Kebbell.
Toby Kebbell's fucking sweet. I miss that Toby Kebbell. Give me some Toby Kebbell.
And then Bad Ape in 3.
You ever see Dead Man's Shoes?
No.
Toby Kebbell.
That's a good
He
movie.
plays the unfortunate little brother who's got like an IDD issue going on, and his big brother takes care of business with the bullies like in a real satisfying way. Dead Man's Shoes.
Dead
Fuck
Man's Shoes.
Yes. Toby Kebbell, and then Toby Kebbell, of course, is rock and roller. Speaking of Guy Ritchie, that Toby Kebbell needs to get more
I did
screen
see
time.
that. That was good.
Yeah,
That was good stuff.
It was good. That's Guy Ritchie being Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me.
Yeah.
I should point out that my top 3, I could make a strong case for either one being number 1, and the fact that my number 4 is number 4 is an exciting summer for movies. Number 4 for me, Maxine. Maxine, number 4, comes out July 5th, directed by Ty West, starring Mia Goth, Elizabeth Debicki, Michelle Monaghan, Lily Collins, Halsey, and Bobby Cannavale, Giancarlo Esposito, and Kevin Bacon. This is the 3rd installment of the X/Pearl trilogy, both of which I liked. I think I'm the only one who liked Pearl more than X. I will say the risk factor on this is much like Die Hard. At a certain point, you're like, why does this keep happening in the same person? Like, you have to suspend your disbelief quite a bit. In this one, Maxine has now reinvented herself and finds herself in 1980s Los Angeles. However, she is now running from the Night Stalker, the actual Night Stalker serial killer. She's just escaped a mass murder situation. Now she finds herself in another one.
The Jinx.
But it's not like it's happening a third time because the second one's a prequel.
That's true. That's true.
So-
That's it. I'm still excited.
It looks like it's a celebration of the era of the time, as much as anything else, right? Like that's going to be a character is the era, but it looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Just missed my list. I'm not a big
really?
horror guy, as you know, but
But they were great. I mean, I didn't love
I will be watching.
Pearl as much as X either, but I
I
thought
like Pearl more than X.
I did not. I was kind of the opposite, but I thought her acting in Pearl, especially the end when she's sitting at that table, was unbelievable. That long take where she's just crying, talking about what she's done.
She's very good.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it could be a whole lot of fun. It seems like they kind of like built the stepping stones, the work, the foundation, and now it's kind of getting into like let's just have some fucking fun with it, right?
And presumably bigger budgets, they can maybe do a little more with this.
Yeah, this one took 2 years to make at least. The other two came out within a few months of each other.
Well, there's also that strike that was already talked about.
Yeah, you can push through that.
All right, number 4 for me is I'm not feeling great about my my over-under prediction now that you got one that's on my list. Not on my list, but I got number 4 is Kraven the Hunter, which I imagine is going to be on your
Really?
list.
Not
On your list.
Good trailer though.
The trailer's cool, whatever.
Sorry. It showed me a movie that I would be interested in, whereas before I saw the trailer, no interest.
Now, I like your risk factor thing. I'm going to borrow it here.
Please.
J.C. Chandor is a very unlikely director for this.
True.
And
What else has he done?
He did one of Brian's favorites,
All is lost.
All Is Lost. He also did Most Violent Year, Margin Call, which was one that we
Interesting.
absolutely
sweet.
loved.
It seems like a bizarre director. For
And then
this,
Triple
yeah.
Frontier, which I watched the first 10 minutes. I'm like, this is not for me. So this could be him taking on a movie and just saying, okay, you know what, I am good at executing a script. I know how to direct, but I'm not going to be J.C. Chandor anymore. I'm just going to kind of be a man behind a wheel type thing, and I'll autopilot it. So I don't know, but Aaron Taylor Johnson is just phenomenal. I also have a love for these characters from this part of the MCU, which all bleed into Spider-Man's world from all the cartoons that Giovanni had suggested that Atticus and I watch, which we have done in the early 90s Spider-Man. We watched all of them.
Right.
We loved them.
And you were saying the Craven as that character is not neither here nor
No,
there.
he's one of the least likely to get his own movie villains.
Right.
And there's different versions of him. I guess that the original one is Russian. Oh, God. Gio, I know enough. I don't need long copy and paste. I'm good.
I would like to see Anderson get that.
Then he becomes like South American at one point, and then he's even a reality star in one of the updated
South
versions
African?
of Spider-Man. No, South American. So at first glance, I'm like, wait, they're having a white dude play a South, and then I remembered, oh wait, no, he was Russian in like the first iteration of the Kraven. But I have hopes for this being very interesting. It's another R-rated Marvel movie.
See, that's moving the needle for me, is the fact that it's R. So hopefully it can avoid Morbius
The
hell.
trailer is very violent.
I'm assuming it's R just from the trailer. It's not yet rated, but I mean, if you're using a bear trap to, swing around the end of a chain and grab people's heads, I would imagine it's R.
It's pretty sweet.
I think it's a Red Band trailer, even, right?
Is this an August release? This feels like an August release.
This is
is
August
May
30th.
20
Yeah.
August 30th.
Oh yeah.
Deep summer.
Yeah.
They're really hedging their bets on that one.
This is another one I'm excited to see. Not top 5 material, but yeah.
Should also
It's on my
say,
radar.
Quiet Place comes out June 28th, and I think what is the
Max
Planet of the Apes?
I don't know that.
I could see Craven sticking the landing and being on Brian's faulties.
I feel like Apes is soon.
I think Craven could be really, really surprising and good.
Apes in like
Apes
2
is May
weeks.
10th. Yeah, May 10th.
Oh, Apes is coming up.
I'll try and get the
Do that.
release date
Do
soon.
that rewatch.
Number 3.
Monkey season.
Wish I had the time. It is still monkey season.
It's
We're
monkey
still in,
season.
like heavy monkey season. You're right.
Oh, that's been great.
Number 3. I imagine this will be on your list, possibly much higher. So I'll simply say I'm excited. And honestly, very tight grouping here, the top three. For number 3, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, May 23rd, directed by George Miller.
Where's this on your list, Ryan?
Number 3.
There's number 3.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, he's got a brain tumor.
I got something on the brain.
He has World War Z 2, number 1, even though it's not coming out this summer.
It's just his fan fiction.
That's right.
He's trying to will it into existence. Right? And just for those of you who might not know what that means, Bryan is on record, and he's such a stubborn son of a bitch. He'll say it right now as well. He's on record saying that Mad Max Fury Road is almost as good or possibly as good as World War Z.
They're on the same level.
Because we all still talk about World War Z.
He's kind of like doing tongue-in-cheek right now. But, I mean, he was 100% like going to die on that hill when he first said that. Ugh.
And the idea that Mad Max could be nominated for Best Picture was asinine.
Well, it was an asinine statement of that, and I thought it was crazy for me to even say it, but I knew that it was deserving, but I didn't think that it would actually happen. So, but yeah, when he was like scoffing, like, "What are you talking?"
Furiosa is played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Chris Hemsworth is in this as well. This is a spin-off / prequel.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Start your engines.
Prequel to 2015's Mad Max Fury Road, a really excellent movie.
It was pretty good.
Just hearing the trailer, I'm like, fuck.
I'm trying to temper my expectations because there's no way if it gets like to the 80% to the way that where we were with Fury, like
if it somehow surpasses it, I might stop watching movies because that's the end.
Too. I might have to.
So what else can I see?
I might have to leave halfway through the movie just so I have something to look forward to in my life.
Yeah. So that you don't just abandon your wife and child.
Yeah.
The risk factor is admittedly low on this one. You alluded to it. How could it, measure up to the last one? And George Miller is 79 as the old man lost his passport.
No, stop it. You should be sent away for saying that.
Just the thing I sent you. What was that? They spent how long making the 15-minute?
No one should spend that amount of time.
78 days and 200 extras.
Yeah.
Straight to make a 15-minute.
That's 2.5 months.
He's earned his reputation. He's been old for a couple decades now. Age does not matter to this man. As long as he's breathing and directing, he's going to direct George Miller style things,
right,
whether it's Happy Feet or this. All right, or Babe.
Like I said, the
City.
risk factor is low.
Yeah. Okay. You can't use his age on this poor guy because he's proven to us time and time again that he's ageless. All right.
What's your number 3?
Number 3 for me is the we alluded to the Bike Riders, which was supposed to come out last year. And it's a Jeff Nichols movie, which Jeff Nichols has also fallen off a little bit because we absolutely love Take Shelter and Mud, but then Loving really didn't move the needle for me much. It was Loving?
You're the white guy and the black girl, right?
Yeah, it was based on a true story, and it was a very important story and law that got passed and things that happened, culturally. But the movie itself was just like, And then Midnight Special, which is like Cyclops' origin story, didn't really do a whole lot for me either. But here we are. Mike Nichols is directing.
You said Mike Nichols and Jeff.
Jeff Nichols. I always go back to Mike. Did I? Jeff.
The whole
Jeff
Nichols family.
A lot of Nichols. And Nicholson is not in this movie, but he was in a movie called Easy Riders back in 1969. So
that's true.
But let's not be confused
movie,
with the Bike Riders being what I'm talking about here. And I mean, just the fact that it's got the cast that it does with Austin Butler and of course Tom Hardy playing these bike riders along with Michael Shannon.
Is the main risk factor that it took so long to come out?
Well, I don't know what's going on with studios these days. I can't keep up with all the insanity, and they don't really even know.
That was the strike, though. That was strike.
Toby Wallace is in this as well, who played the boyfriend in Baby Teeth, who we really liked a lot.
Yeah.
There's going to be some great characters, great character actors, and hopefully it's a great story. But we won't know, and I guess it was
it was strike related, right?
It was somewhat. Yeah, it was supposed to come out, and then the strike definitely paused it. But then that also gave them an opportunity, Disney, to dump it and kind of like trade it, like sold the rights to it.
Because I think they felt they didn't have the ramp up time, even though the strike ended, to adequately launch this. Especially, it was supposed to come out like Christmas.
Trailers. They were running the trailers for it. They had a release date that you were seeing in those trailers in movie theaters. Like it was ready to go here.
I apologize. I got to pee. Do you want to take us to break?
Yeah, we took a quick break.
The Bike Riders.
An R-rated movie about essentially Hell's Angels, and it looks like it's very promising. We've been waiting a long time. It's my number 3.
I'm excited for this to finally come out. Sorry, you guys are making it abrupt. We'll be back in a second after you Amazon.
Oh, we're button hooking.
And we'll be back soon. All right. Time to catch up on 2 weeks worth of Amazon purchases. Thanks to you guys for continuing to tap the banner. I got news for you. We're this close. I'm making a very, very, very small motion with my fingers to making the first bonus for Amazon for this month.
Ooh.
Second bonus within reach, within striking distance.
What strike?
That's right. Thank you guys for tapping the banner that's on AndersonandBryan.com, tapping the link that takes you to Amazon, helps you do your shopping, and costs you literally nothing but a couple of clicks. Actually, probably a click. Things purchased on an Amazon banner include an Insta360 waterproof action camera. I should point out this is from the last 2 weeks. Pluggable 14-in-1 USB-C docking station. 2 Moen Glide brushed nickel bathroom faucets, drywall access panel, and a Schluter shower niche. You must know what a shower niche is.
A shower niche, no.
It's like the carve-out shelf that goes in a shower.
It's like a built-in?
Yeah. It's like where the tile makes a shelf.
I'm a very dirty person. I rarely shower, so I had no idea.
I'm in houses you tour for clients.
That's actually untrue. I cannot function without a shower. I have to take a shower every GD day.
Same.
Like maybe one day a year I might not take a shower because like I'm sick or something.
If I've been swimming, maybe if I have been in a body of water,
Yeah,
like,
same.
I can go without.
Like if I'm on vacation, I'm like in the ocean all day.
Yes,
I'll still rinse off probably, but not like the full
Yes,
lather.
the sunblock's
Yeah.
gonna come off.
I didn't know that about you. Look at that. I feel like pricklies on my body. Like an hour after I'm out of bed, if I haven't showered yet, I feel like something happening awful to my skin.
You're a shower in the morning guy?
Yeah.
I'm a shower at night guy.
Oh, no. I've done that. I try to get into that because it makes you relaxed and like you can kind of fall asleep.
It does.
But then I wake up and I'm just like, I still need the shower. So I was showering twice a day. I'm like, it's too much.
It's a waste. 3 Columbia watertight jackets. Razer Black Widow gaming keyboard was picked up. Avery, I have bad news. You have to restart the music at some point. 4 Drift Away thermal insulated blackout curtains. Scepter 27-inch gaming monitor. 2 Port Authority Challenger jackets were purchased. Height adjustable mobile TV cart was picked up. Someone got themselves a regular 8-wire metal storage rack. Bronco Billy is turkey jerky. Frank Herbert's Dune Saga 6-book box set. Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, Heretics of Dune, and Chapter House Dune. I feel like I've seen all those on the screen now that I've invested so much time. Hitachi Ultra Star 2TB hard drive, 21 Cuisinart egg ring trays, tactical basic patrol bag, Titleist Pro V1 golf balls, Easy Spa Total Care for hot tub,
Was it a Titleist?
Titleist, After Echo chocolate bars, Gates Fleet Runner drive belt, Bradley life jacket was picked up. Someone got themselves a portable projector screen stand. CQR Tacticals hard cargo pants were purchased. What is this? Intex above ground swimming pool set. Samsung Galaxy Tab Active 4 Pro. 2 Braun Pro Plus electric razors were purchased. What is this? Western Digital 20 terabyte extra. 20 terabyte? What the size of the drive do you use for Roopers?
I have a cloud version that's 18 terabytes, thanks to Eric Robinson.
Not bad.
But no, I have a bunch of like smaller 4 terabytes. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Oh wait, for groupers you're talking about. I was talking about Loaded for Bear right now. I had 6 raids that were 6 terabytes each.
Okay.
And I had 6 of them, so a lot.
They're making
30.
20 terabyte size now.
Can you trust it's a solid state drive? Can you trust
It doesn't say. I only have external hard drive here. Nintendo Switch Oxolive LED light therapy face mask. UGG women's classic boot. Nutrafol men's hair growth supplements were purchased. DreamQuest mini desktop computer. 20,000 shipping address labels. I assume for our pizza buddies. Enjoy.
Why don't you ship us a pizza?
Yeah, you use those shipping address labels to ship us a pizza, for God's sake. SkyTech fireplace remote control was purchased. Someone got themselves a Cuisinart air fryer. Wellness Basics mini nicotine lozenges. It's a pastel fruit lozenges. Slow and Sear Grills. Slow and Sear Grills Deluxe Smoking Insert. Was purchased. Beats Studio Buds and I'm already at the end. Nope, I got one more. Oh, it'll be tiny well. So. Someone did us a solid and they tapped our Amazon link over at AndersonandBryan.com at no cost to them and helped themselves, treated themselves, if you will, to one, assumingly new, Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. Boom. Effortless.
Here in the moment of click through. This is the last time I talked at y'all. Somebody clicked through and got little children. Smart fucking move, fuck to the ass. Lean on Me was clicked through, as well as The War of the Roses. Has been a minute since I've seen that one. The Fire That Took Her. Oh no, someone paid. Oh no, I don't think you had to pay for it. What if you're so disturbed and you're out a couple bucks? Sorry, but hey, great fucking movie. The Fire That Took Her. Great documentary. Eye-opening documentary. Hard to stomach. Gotta tell you that. Annie Hall was clicked through. Fuck the ass. Baby Driver was clicked through. As well as Slaughterhouse 5. Little Kurt Vonnegut. The Mummy trilogy. Somebody's punishing their significant other. Annihilation was clicked through. Fuck to the ass.
Fuck yes.
Avatar, The Way of the Water. Oppenheimer was clicked through, as well as Goodbye, Uncle Tom. Diner was clicked through, as well as Velvet Goldmine. Fuck to the ass. Persepolis. I liked a lot of Persepolis, but part of it was kind of cringe, as the kids say. Second Chance was clicked through, as well as
Second Chance.
Snack Shack.
Let me know what you thought of Second Chance.
Second Chance. Coup de Chance was clicked through, as well as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance.
We'll fix this.
That movie is so great, but that bicycle scene makes me want to
I don't mind the bicycle scene.
eyes
The bicycle
out.
scene's fine.
What? It's the
Butch
worst.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
It's the worst.
It's fine.
It feels
Raindrops were
forced.
falling on her head.
It feels forced.
It's unwatchable.
It's not forced. You guys are being too
fucking
hard on it. It's
fucking
very of its
unwatchable.
time. Very of its time.
Are there more movies?
That's it. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Thanks, you guys.
Do you think if we
Appreciate
made a movie entirely
support.
from that scene, it would get accepted in a Sundance?
Yes. There would be so many old fucks back in the day who would love that.
Mainly Robert Redford.
He's just the man who invented the bicycle.
It was a new bike. It was a new thing. It was a new invention, and she was having an enjoyable
It's
time
the song.
trying
the
it out.
Song. Oh, the douche chills.
Okay, all right. I don't mind it. Let's go.
It's of a certain time and era.
Back to the pool. Oh, crap.
Cry and stop for me. Welcome back. We've been singing. I'm doing the math here, Anderson. You have 2 spots left. I would be shocked if Furiosa was not one of them, which means one of my beloved top 2. Well, I don't know if they're beloved. I haven't seen them yet. One of my anticipated top 2 will not be on your list.
Okay, yeah, I would imagine, because you already have one of them. It's already on you. Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
Number 2 for me. A sequel. If you can believe that. To one of Pixar's finest films. Inside Out.
Boy.
Inside Out 2 comes out June 14th, directed by Kelsey Mann. This is her feature debut. This is a sequel to the Oscar-winning 2015 original. I will say this. I have high hopes, and I'm excited because this will be a fun daddy-daughter activity of a movie that I saw and enjoyed and loved before I even knew I was having a daughter. So I'm excited. That said, the risk factor is higher on this movie than most because, number one, we have a first-time director who has her credits include some of Pixar's lesser films. She's worked on Monsters University, fine, nothing special. Good Dinosaur, again, fine, nothing special. Luca, Lightyear, and Elemental, all in the bottom half.
All the bottom of the barrel ones.
All the bottom half of Pixar movies.
Is she 5 for 5 for the worst ones besides
didn't-
Cars 3?
To be fair, no, she's worked on a couple of decent ones. To be fair, she didn't direct any of those. She was just credited as being on the production team. That said, this is her feature debut. I don't know where to go with this. I'm cautiously optimistic.
This is a big one to hand off to.
I know. I don't know where to go with this. That said, I'll be in the theaters June 14th either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a clever idea. It's It is what it is. It's not one of my favorites, as you know. I think Pixar is capable of much more.
Weirdly harsh on this movie.
Yeah, it's just. I had a couple big problems with it. One, like anger didn't do anything for me. It was a missed opportunity. I thought that fear was stupid and slapsticky. I thought they wasted Bill Hader, and it's a kind of a recycled idea from Herman's head. I like Pixar to do super original, creative things, and this one felt a little bit mailed in to me personally. There was some great stuff in there, and it's still probably. Now that all these years later, it's still probably like top 50% of Pixar, but
this is.
Well, I know you love it. I know you absolutely. Yeah. That's been established.
This is one the original Inside Out. I consider amongst.
Sadness was great. Sadness was great. Happy was great. A couple of things.
Joy. How dare you?
Joy was great. How many emotions were there? 4?
5. Disgust.
5. Disgust. I don't even really remember disgust. Two of the 5. One I don't remember, and 2 of them just bugged me. Like they just weren't well executed for me, for my own personal taste. I thought it was a missed opportunity.
The 3, the 2 main ones, joy and fear, or joy and sadness, were fantastic. The other 3 were a little one-dimensional.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
They're playing a one dimension.
That is the movie.
Thank you.
Stop it, Avery. But that is the movie lives and dies on these 5 emotions, right? And if 40% of them are not hitting the mark.
No, the movie's really about the 2 and their journeys to reclaim.
Bing Bong didn't do a whole lot for me.
Get
the fucking Bing Bong out of here.
No.
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong.
Remember that story? Fucking dumb little kid sitting next to me. He was all sad that Bing Bong died. Bing Bong.
What if your own boy one day just said, Bing Bong?
I'd say, oh, buddy. What year did the original come out?
2015.
Oh, so that was pre-Atticus. Yeah, it was before I had any kind of ability to tap into little children's minds.
Yeah. This has been a constant rewatch in our home, not by my choice. Tessa loves this movie, and it's
she watches things that are awful.
It's a goddamn masterpiece,
right? She watches a lot of things that are awful.
Not this.
You said she just watched something that was the 20th time before you broke the news.
She has watched some awful things.
All right, here we go. Number 2 for me. Number 2 for me.
Fucking Tinkerbell 2.
Is this number 1 on your list? The kinds of kindness?
Oh my! No, you know what Brian's number 1 is.
Come on.
I really don't. It'll be a surprise.
It will not be a surprise when you hear it.
Kinds of Kindness is a movie coming out for all of us to enjoy. What year? What's the date? Oh, June 21st. So sooner than later, we get to see Yorgos Lanthimos' follow-up to Poor Things.
Too soon.
I was going to say, is it too soon?
No. He's a co-writer on this.
No.
With the strike, everything got mushed together.
No, I know. I mean, in terms of, are we gonna be burned out a little bit on the Yorgos?
No, I don't think so. We got the Emma Stone over there. We got the Willem Dafoe. And we got the Jesse Plemons. I mean, how is this
it's fucking Plemons. What am I talking about?
How is this not my number 1? I don't know how. Now that said, I have not seen the trailer because I try to not watch trailers. I don't need to watch trailers when I read names like that. All right, Yorgos, Willem, Emma, Jesse.
It's all right there.
Talk about emotions, huh? Those are 4 emotions I'll watch all day long. All right. So that's it. It's Kinds of Kindness. And here's the storyline. That even matters because it's Yorgos, so he's going to take us on some fucking absurd journey. A man seeks to break free from his predetermined path. A cop questions his wife's demeanor after her return for a supposed drowning, and a woman's quest to locate an extraordinary individual prophesied Jesus Christ. I hate exposing the stupidity. That is me. To locate an extraordinary individual. I'm still back to square one. A woman's quest to locate an extraordinary individual. It's very strange.
This cannot be this long of a description.
I'm going back to the beginning. A woman's quest to locate an extraordinary individual.
No, I'm not sure if we even said it right.
Prophesied to become a renowned spiritual guide. Truth be told, that's the first time I have read that log line because it's not necessary in having it be my number 2. I don't care what the log line is. All I had to read was Yorgos, Emma, Jesse.
We could tell you hadn't read the log line.
Oh, that wasn't rehearsed?
Locate an extraordinary individual prophesied to become a renowned spiritual guy. A lot of big words in that sentence. I can tell you, it's a long sentence too.
I bet if you read the slug line description for Poor Things, it would undersell the movie quite a bit.
Yeah, you probably have no real idea what it's about.
No idea.
Childlike woman goes on an adventure.
Well, the killing of sacred deer. They
See,
might be able to hit the nail on the head with that one. Maybe. You see that killing?
Not
Go watch the killing with the
I heard
berry.
it's so depressing that
No. It's hilarious. You're wrong. It's not fucking depressing.
Okay, because that's what I was.
Soft moms who go to AMC and think that the Coke commercial is great will think it's depressing.
That's
you,
true.
with your comedic mind, will see the dark humor in all of it, and
Fair
it's
enough.
fucking laugh out loud funny.
Fair enough.
It's okay.
It's top tier Yargos. It really is. And Barry Keoghan fucking
Because I've seen all his other ones.
You gotta watch it.
Speaking of laugh out loud funny, number 1. Oh, I experienced emotions while seeing the trailer.
You really don't know what this is.
I still don't. I know I'll kick myself once I hear it, but yeah.
I experienced joy.
Can I give you one
I
hint?
experienced excitement.
He's gonna give me the biggest hint, which is the title.
It's his favorite actor.
Michael Beans and something?
No, his actual favorite
If
actor.
is your number one?
No.
With a bullet. Listen, if you told
Is
me...
it?
No.
Wait, I'm confused. Not if.
Oh, not F. I said this is your number 1.
Ryan
No, not
Reynolds.
F.
Yes, and
Oh, fucking Deadpool,
Come
Wolverine.
on.
What's the matter?
Deadpool and Wolverine comes out July 26th, directed by...
Sean Levy.
Hold your fucking tights. Sean Levy, director of Real Steel. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Night at the Museum.
Brian,
Date
why do you
Night,
like disposable
and Free Guy,
things so much?
starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Risk factor, Sean Levy can be a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, you say. You don't say.
But when he hits, oh, baby.
What's he hit on? Real Steel?
Real Steel.
That is not a hit, Brian.
You know, I never saw Night at the Museum.
It's good, especially with the kids. Yeah. Brings history to life, Brian. I sign
Date
off on
Night,
that one.
we just were lauding Date Night.
No, it's called Game Night.
Shit, you're right.
Different movie.
Date Night's different. Date Night's pretty good.
Date Night's a movie I had not seen, but Billy Rednuts is in it. Billy Burr.
It's okay. He's a cop.
Yeah.
A Free Guy I enjoyed quite a bit.
Free Guy was cute. All right, here we go. Brian, you're the worst.
I don't know why.
That's your number one?
I have a
What's the
lot
matter
more
with
to
you?
say.
How do you not have kinds of kindness?
I had a lot more to say.
What more do you have to say?
I'm done.
Furiosa. Mad Max Saga.
I've heard of this.
Could be mediocre, but I bet not.
Maxine's not on your list.
It's just missed it. I think I'd rather have a Quiet Place and the old Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on there because
Surprise.
those are two movies that I'm more excited to see than Maxine because Maxine is not my genre. It's like it's going to have the horror. I'm hoping for great things, and it might blow me
Right.
out. The socks might be across the theater by the time the movie's over. I'm hoping my socks are.
I'm not even bringing the socks.
You're not going to just go sockless.
Sockless.
That's dangerous because if it's really good, top layer of skin.
That's
You're
true.
gonna
goes.
flay your
Yeah.
feet.
So yeah, that's my number one, Furiosa. I mean, how could it be anything other than that, Brian? How?
Well, if
But
it's
you have fucking
Deadpool,
Wolverine sucking Deadpool's face, like BFF, DFFs or whatever, the cute little,
I don't know what that
the
means.
campaign's just bugging with the little hearts and they're supposed to go together because it's supposed to be cute. Like, isn't this funny? Two killers are being BFFs and they have to work together. Even though it just
Have you seen
seems.
the trailer?
I think so.
It's really good.
It's not really my cup.
It's not bad.
Craven is going to mark my words. Craven better.
Then Deadpool.
Mark the words.
Oh.
Mark them. Mark it, dude.
Dude, I hope you're right. I hope they're both excellent.
Fucking Crow agrees.
That's right.
This could be Brian. This is the most Brian summer in
I
a
was gonna
while.
say.
I
All
think.
summers are Brian Summers.
But this is a very Brian summer.
Brian's summers are.
I mean Brian summer where there's less crossover with the average
We didn't
person.
even talk about the Fall Guy. How excited
See?
are you for that?
Well, as I said, I mean, you take 1,000 writers, directors, you put them in a room, and you say you can make anything. Does any one of those people make the Fall Guy?
They're doing an English.
Not a
line.
single one of them makes a Fall Guy.
Oh, we should do also rans after the list.
Is there a chance if is good?
No.
Why
Sure.
did
There's no
Krasinski?
Of course, there's.
I'll
Because
let
you
you
know
do
I was
that
making
instead
something
of
real
Quiet
dark,
Place.
and Quiet Place. It's just really. I want to do something fun, There's not a chance that if is good.
Of course.
I will eat that crow with egg on my face. If I'm wrong.
Wow.
But I don't think I'll even see if. I think I'm
Why
banning it
would
right
you
here
see
now.
it?
Why would you see if? You
already-
wouldn't.
I already
If
have-
is like one giant live action Bing Bong movie.
I already have my tickets.
Get it out.
Oh, there's some douche chill in the trailer. There's something when they're describing what if stands for. Oh,
Yeah, I
it's-
hate this movie.
It's
Hey,
yeah.
You see anything? You seen any posters for this religious movie that's coming out? Something
one?
about the family's never in the way; they are the path, or something. Oh my god!
What?
From the Christian
No.
movies are like making they're getting in there.
Sure.
They're getting in. Yeah, there's a horrible poster.
Well, wasn't there just Cabrini, about the priestess, the nun?
No, this is like a family, like, never mind. I don't want to, that's not the point of this show, but
Sure it is.
What are the listeners excited to see?
Listener list compiled by The Goose. Number 5 is The Bike Riders. Number 4 is A
5.
Quiet Place Day 1. Number 3, fuck to the yes, is Alien Romulus.
that's the Apple.
skeptical.
That's the Apple Watch commercial director who hasn't made anything, which concerns me.
I am
However,
cautiously
I'm
optimistic.
nervous.
I just found a theme, a thread. It's not that it was his first, but Mr. Ripley himself made that Mac
the Apple
commercial,
commercial,
the Apple
right.
Mac commercial in '84, right?
Mr. Ripley.
Mr. Ripley.
Alien Romulus. Did you see the trailer for it? The
No, I
teaser?
don't want you.
Oh, the teaser. I dove behind my seat once they revealed the face hugger and I knew what I was seeing.
I'm hoping for good things, but the risk factor is high.
Unsung Heroes, the movie I was talking about. I mean, the
Christ.
there's also a Sorbo movie coming out
fun.
that looks awful.
I want to die. Okay, number 2.
Based on a remarkable true story, a mom's faith stands against all odds and inspires her husband and children to hold on to theirs. Look at the children. I hate them all. It's like a giant fucking Mormon family. And look at him. He's like, I'm really troubled. She's like, I have faith in you, Daddy. Oh, I hate it all so much.
It's unlikely it's Mormon.
Oh, and there's also a very, very schmaltzy looking, terrible, terrible movie with Bob De Niro and Bobby Cannavale. Looks awful, about like a IDD brother or something. And the picture, the fucking Robert De Niro's face on that poster makes me
Is he the IDD brother?
so ashamed to be a human being.
Well, he's going to pay for his new newborn child.
That's right.
His
Fucking diapers ain't
newborn
cheap.
child.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll find this
sorry,
poster
let's
and you
start.
guys can feel my pain.
Number 2,
You guys must have come across this in your research? No.
Anderson.
No, really.
Okay.
I think we might have to abandon the listeners.
Oh no, what happened?
Number 2, Furiosa, the Mad Max Saga.
Oh,
No, it's gonna be the fucking Wolverine.
Number
It's
1
a
is
younger crowd.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I expect it for our listeners. I don't expect it for my co-host, who I think should know better. You know.
I should, but I don't. I like to be hurt. And he also rans for me.
Fucking Romulus is going to be good.
I really hope so. I think the risk factor is higher than you're acknowledging.
I'll spoon feed the schlock.
The
Get it
Fall
in there.
Guy, I mentioned Transformers 1, The Bike Riders. Horizon, the Western film with Kevin Costner.
Is that going to be good? Did you know there's 4 of those shits?
Well, I will
It's a
point out that-
4-parter.
Oh, really?
It's like 4 movies.
It's like Dune-esque.
Yes.
There's a reason it didn't make the top 5. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Again, very high risk factor. Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse story. Done really well as a documentary. I don't know what they're
That could be good.
Could be. Apes, yes, of course. If, fine. Speak No Evil.
Fine.
They're doing an English language version of Speak No Evil.
That'd be interesting. I think at the time we said this could really do well as an English. No, we said this would never be a good American movie. This is like 100% like a European movie because they wouldn't be able to. They
would soft pedal.
They'd soft pedal a lot of it. Oh, there it is, Ezra. Look at this, guys. Look at it. Just if you're sitting on a computer, look up Ezra. Look at that fucking
That's
face.
bad.
Look at Bob De Niro.
Oh, that's bad.
I mean,
No.
way worse than Dirty Grandpa or even like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Like that is just the bottom of your career.
I've been suckered in
the bottom. Look
by
at it.
many M. Night Shyamalan trailers, and I've learned my lesson. That's that Trap is on my also rans. Alien Romulus, Craven, Beetlejuice. I mean,
How have you not seen Twisters yet? How have you not said Twisters?
That's a Brian movie.
I know. You know what? No interest.
Really?
I'm into it.
You're going to be singing its praises.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Glenn Powell just crushing it with the
Brian's going to come in here with a cowboy hat.
Robot Dreams comes out finally. I guess we saw a trailer for that. I mean, a screener for that. But Robot Dreams has not been officially
nice.
released. It comes out this summer.
All
Robot
Kinds
Dreams.
of Kindness. My Old Ass. It looks good. And,
Mild ass?
My Old Ass.
My old ass? What is that?
It's hard to describe. And I'll be pleasant.
Is that the De Niro movie?
That is not. And Harold and the Purple Crayon. I'm sure it'll be seen by me and Tessa.
Yeah, I got the book from you. It was a
right.
gift for Atticus, so that's the only way I know about that one. Humane, which is another one of the David Cronenberg's offspring, or making David Cronenberg like movies. This time it's Caitlin Cronenberg. She's making a horror thriller that looks interesting. It's in the wake of the environmental collapse that is forcing humanity to shed 20% of its population. A family dinner erupts into chaos when a father's plan to enlist in the government's new euthanasia program goes horribly awry. That sounds interesting. I don't know what Caitlin Cronenberg's going to do if it's anything like Brandon and her dad.
If enlisting in the euthanasia program goes awry, does that mean you lived?
It wouldn't mean you live, yes. But his family is not real pleased with the with the running man's decision that he made there, I guess. Robot Dreams, as I said, Twisters, and Borderlands. The fact that we didn't all fall for Borderlands is progress, I guess. Eli Ross Borderlands, which just it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's based on a video game.
You might love it.
But the fucking cast, and I could love it. I mean, the trailer made it look like a movie made for 15-year-old me, which I can still tap into. You know,
if it's done well, it is an extremely Brian movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
the game is very Brian humor.
Right.
It just looks too much like, aren't these a wild, crazy cast of characters? They're all different. They all bring a different spice. I mean, and hopefully you like more of the spice than...
That's what the game is. The game is very tongue-in-cheek.
It's a very large Eli Roth budget.
I think at its best,
rare.
it'll be a lot like that in terms of tone.
That's not that great.
But Kate, what are you doing? And Kate's been the same age for around 20 years now. What's going on there?
She's hovering around 52.
Kate Blanchett. Gina Gershon in here. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Green.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Bobby Lee looks like he's chewing some scenery.
I think it's going to be made.
Bobby Lee's in this?
You didn't see him in the trailer?
I didn't watch
the trailer. Looks great. The trailer does look great.
Posters are my trailers.
All right, let's get out of here.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Last week we gambled on the Minister of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Anderson gets 74, Bryan 65 with 103 reviews. Actual Rotten Tomatoes score is 73.
Nice.
Making Anderson the winner.
Almost nailed it. You're going to see that religious movie I was just bitching about.
I'm in.
No, I'm not assigning you movies. We got too many movies to catch up with.
No, it's not a movie. Should I see Rebel?
Oh, yeah, see Rebel. See Rebel.
He was about to pass it off.
I was going to pass it, and then I'm like, you know what? No, Rebel. Rebel needs to be watched, talked about. I already flick-fested. I think I did, yeah. It's a movie that needs to be watched.
But wait, this is, hold on.
There's a couple of Rebels out there, as you might imagine. 2022
But
is
it's
Rebel.
a foreign film, right?
Yeah. There is English spoken, I believe. Based on a true story. I got to do some more
Rebel
research.
Moon?
Not Rebel Moon, you fuck. It's from the... it's some incredible action sequences. It does feel a little bit like Raid Redemption at times.
Gambling for this week.
This is the one. Yes, I've looked this up before.
Abiel Arbi and Bilal Falah are the directors, and they do things that shouldn't work, but they do. Like there's music video elements that pop in at unexpected times, but it works, and it's an amazing movie.
All right, I'm in.
Rebel. Go ahead.
Gambling for this week is, of course, the horniest film of the year, Challengers.
Yeah, I had to watch that trailer with Atticus because I took him to Ghostbusters, and that was a trailer, and
You had questions.
thank God he doesn't ask many questions. He does not ask questions, and I was happy in that moment. Usually I'm upset that he doesn't ask questions, but I was very happy in that moment that he wasn't.
He's
asking
got to have thoughts.
why there was going to be two daddies. I thought that only one could make babies. Why are there two? Will she have twins? No, son. That's not how it works. Okay.
Will she have twins?
Yes. I got a number. Bye-bye.
Hold on. Okay.
Craig's got to like tread lightly here, right?
I have no
Don't
idea.
tread on me. I saw a sticker on the back of a car the other day, and it was a little snake, and it says, "No steppy on steak. No steppy on snake."
That's good.
I laughed.
All right. I
They got to tread lightly, right? Because I mean, this is like a new generation.
I don't even know what this
They love this
movie
director.
is.
They love this director.
Who's the director?
It's the guy that made the Peach fucking movie.
Oh,
Call Me by Your Name. He also made the cannibalistic movie with Timothée Chalamet, Bones and All, recently. He also did the one with. All right, he's done a lot of movies.
all right. I got a number.
Me too. On 3,
1,
2, 67.
67. What is it?
67.
Oh shit.
Oh, this
it's
is a movie that ends
Guaranteed
the show.
tie.
If
This
this
is
is
where
the
the-
movie
this
that
is where the show
ends the show.
Is this the way that's going to end the show?
Chandler, it's
Just
two,
a
it's two
reminder.
guys that are tied.
Just to remind everyone, if we tie and get the exact number for the movie, it's never happened before, but the show ends.
Yeah, if the movie ends up being 67% next week and we tied, the show just is no more.
Wow.
Why are we having this
Why are we doing this?
empty promise
Why
that
are
we
we
will never keep?
It's like Russian roulette and the deer hunter.
And there's a few people out there that are rooting for that.
Yeah,
That's rude.
They love chaos.
Why are you excited about us ending the show? Why are you listening? Okay.
With 103 reviews, the current Rotten Tomato score is 95%.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
95%.
95.
Should I take Atticus to it?
I don't think so. What is it rated?
Her high ankle sprain or broken tibia or whatever it is looks pretty, and they barely show it in the trailer, but it always makes me wince.
95.
They love this guy. This guy's a critic darling.
Jesus.
I've got tickets to see this in IMAX. Is that a mistake?
Apparently not.
I'm almost mad it's good because then I have to see this.
Is there something else coming out this week? Do we know?
No, it's only one
No,
movie.
it
They
was-
do only one movie a week now.
There was one that was kind of a.
Whatever.
It's smaller. I can pull it up.
Luca Guadagnino. I should know how to say his fucking name, but I don't. He's got a lot of traction over the last decade or so. Oh, he did Suspiria remake. A Bigger Splash is the one that I suffered through. I've not loved any of the movies that I've seen by this guy.
Boy Kills World is the other one.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
Is that going to be good at all?
I heard it's bad.
I heard it is bad.
I mean we didn't even talk about The Crow. Son of a bitch.
What about The Crow?
We got Billy Skarsgård bringing The Crow back.
That's what I'm saying. Boy Kills World, right?
No, that's not. No, he's actually The Crow later this summer. He is The Crow.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fucking the movie The Crow.
Oh God, what is that?
Billy, you showed so much promise with some of the movies we saw with you where you're not Pennywise, and now you're doing The Crow and Boy Kills World.
So that movie about the mom was the faith. That's unsung hero.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Faith is something else.
Boy Kills World is sitting at 73% with only 33 reviews, though.
There's also a movie coming out that looks kind of interesting. It could be funny. It's
Cash Out with Travolta?
Not another church movie. You see anything about this?
No,
one?
what's that?
It's like kind of a spoof of Medea movies and church.
Wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
I gotta go.
Is Humane is coming out already?
Humane comes out I think next week or.
Yeah, this week.
Is that a big
Limited.
I'm really curious about Humane.
I'm sorry,
Does it have a score
what
yet?
is your name?
Nothing.
The Cronenberg daughter offspring movie about the euthanasia gone awry.
But it's got Baruchel. Did you bury the lead with Baruchel?
I did bury that lead. Fucking Baruchel. All right, let's go.
Jay Berry Show. Thanks to you guys for listening, for downloading, for being a part of the show. Oh, nice. Oh, Drake did this. Nice.
Yeah, topical.
Yeah, it's good. This all lines up. Are you the preacher?
I think I'm God.
You're God. You're God. Yeah, they're officiating our ceremony.
Anderson needs to see it.
I like that. That's very good. Drake did a takeoff on Dicks, and it is very good, and it'll be seen on AndersonandBryan.com, as well as all of our social media. Thank you, Drake, for lots of things, including this listener art. Thank you, TJ Tutt, for assigning us RMN. If you would like to assign us a film, go check out our Patreon.
I'm seeing flicks right now. It's pretty good.
Patreon.com/thefilmvault. If you want to assign us a topic or a movie or just be a part of our life, be a part of our world. Thanks for being a part of the show. Colin Kravis. Kravis? I'll say Kravis.
Kravis the Hunter.
Colin Kravis the Hunter. Thank you for being our featured artist this week. Check more about him at AndersonandBryan.com. That is the website. Anderson and Bryan is the Instagram. Anderson and Bryan is the TikTok. The Film Vault on Twitter. The Film Vault on Facebook. The Film Vault podcast on YouTube. If you want to play the Parental Guide game on your own, you can do that on our social media. Drake is posting new movies all the time. And speaking of which, thank you for helping us out, Drake. Giovanni, appreciate you. Thank you. Mike Cole and the Goose, appreciate you guys. Thank you for the help. And of course, Eric Kath.
And just as a reminder, we'll be watching Perfect Blue for Just Tyler next week. We'll be flickfesting that one. And yeah.
That's just about it. Thanks for, we have spoiler for Civil War up on our Patreon.
30-minute spoiler.
This is the longest one.
Yeah.
And it spoils the AMC Coke intro.
Well, yeah, we spent a lot of time on that. That's why we talked about it.
Yes.
So this is, okay. Yeah. All right.
Until next time.
We do it for Van Gogh.